to episode 3 of the Covenant. So first I'm just going to hand over to Will in case Will wants to do a little bit of a intro.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Good to see you guys. Actually, I wish GIF is my favorite thing. So how are we all doing today? How are we feeling? Hopefully, we're ready for some of the Covenant today. I missed last episode, so we're going to do a bit of a catch up as to what happened then. But I suppose we should go around and see who we are and who we're playing in today's session. Because we haven't seen these characters for a whole week. So I guess we will start with the Skagif. How's it going, Skagif?
And there is the microphone. I'm really good, actually. It's been clouded, but still very warm. I'm playing Axel, kind of a youngster, brought up on the streets, being a thug and whatnot, and trying to find the ways of becoming a better person. So going out on adventure with a couple of other peoples, the peeps. I think it will be a really good turnout this time too.
Yeah. Awesome. And Scarlett, remind us who you will be.
I am playing Ferric, the stoic, calm, and collected monk, trying to do nothing more than find essentially the meaning of existence. So, it's been a while since I've really played with him. He got messed up by a crabble a while back, but he's okay now.
He's all good now.
He got better.
He got better. Perfect. And I've forgotten my name. What's my name? I can't even load Roll20 right now. My internet is being an absolute tool.
So you're playing the Tiefling Rogue Lilith.
Lilith, there we go. Tiefling Rogue. And she's quite young, like most of the adventures in this one, actually. But she has heart of gold. But she's also got 3 eyes, which is kind of weird. So, take that as you will. She is adventurous, but in this world, she's not really accepted as a tiefling because people are scared of tieflings for the most part. So she gets a bit of stick for that. But otherwise, Rachel will be joining us in a bit, hopefully, coming along to mess up all the cameras for us, and she'll be playing someone else who I also forget. But there you go.
Yeah. So Rachel will be joining us shortly. She's playing Natalie, a female monk who is also the sister of Ferric's character in game.
Sounds about right to me. So before we begin today's session, a few things that I'll remind you guys that you can do to influence our game and to play along with.
As you can see, Will's internet is still as great as ever.
So you can have a bunch of wild magic so there's 2 for 1. What a deal. And because we all love those D10Ks. What else? Of course, you can tweet. I have no idea what the tweets are doing because honestly, my internet is just being really annoying today. So I don't even know. But there is a tweet probably somewhere, and you can probably retweet it. And probably when it hits 25, you guys get to decide what happens in this game. Of course, if you are new, do hit that follow button and join us because we're here all the time. We've got another show starting at 4, which is the Pirates of Cold Harbor, the penultimate episode. So I guess we should get started into today's session then, because that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, so I'll do a bit of a general recap for the people who maybe haven't been watching, and obviously you can catch the previous episodes on the channel. So originally the characters came from a set of islands known as the Black Isles. It was kind of like a small island community, so there wasn't really many opportunities there, certainly not for kind of people who wanted an adventurous career. So the characters were all quite young and decided that they wanted to leave that kind of monotonous drudgery existence. They didn't really want to be farmers or shepherds, etc. They wanted something a little bit more exciting. So they left Black Isles and they travelled to a place called Storm Bay, which you can see on the bottom left of the map on the screen. When they arrived at Storm Bay, they looked for some work, and the work was pretty light on the ground. But just as they were kind of exhausting their hopes, a merchant arrived with a sobbing woman over his shoulders, and it turned out that the son of the woman the son who works for the merchant basically had taken on himself to try and investigate some smugglers who were operating and cutting into the merchant's profits. The boy went missing, and the merchant was obviously quite keen to hire the characters to try and find out, to try and save the boy if something had befallen him, and obviously to placate the mother who was quite distraught over this. So the characters headed out along the beach to a place called it used to be called the Chaining Stones, a place called Witches' Cove, where they used to burn witches sort of hundreds of years ago. After they received a tip-off that might be where the smugglers are nearby, and lo and behold, they did find the boy chained up to the set of the Witching Stones, being nibbled on by some small sort of crab swarms. As the players intervened and vanquished the small crab swarms, a much larger crab came out of the frothing sea and attacked, almost killing Scarlett's character. And that was kind of where we left session 1. Now, obviously, Will decided to go on a bit of a holiday, so missed session 2. So Will's character actually just vanished. So after healing Scarlett's character, Will's character dropped to the ground. A black mist surrounded Will's character, and Will's character just literally vanished into the ether. And we will find out what has happened to Will's character later on once we start the actual session. So the players continued down into the cave. They found the smugglers' hideout. They found some evidence about the smuggling operation, and they obviously rescued the child. And then they headed back to town to claim their reward. And then I think I will hand it over to the players to tell you what happened next, since it involves their character backgrounds a little bit more. Certainly, Skageth, I believe you got a message delivered to you. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, there was this messenger arrived at the tavern, and he got me this letter, kind of in short, told me that I had an uncle that had died and left me an estate and maybe some other belongings. I'm not really sure. Giving us the purpose to actually go to that town and see what everything was all about. So we are heading that way. From my perspective, we got ourselves to a carriage or cart or whatever it's called to travel to the town. And we visit a small tavern on the way. Nothing really happened. But as we approached I believe we approached the town, right? When we were ambushed by
so you were quite close. You were about an hour away from the town when, and the weather was quite stormy when the carriage pulled to a sudden halt with a tree downed over the road.
So the first thing that happened was a small bolt from probably a crossbow or something like that kind of hit the cart in one of the slit or somewhere on the...
Yeah, punch it through the door next to, I believe it was Rachel's character's knee.
So we were in the assumption that we were being really good ambushed by something. And my character did a really good perception roll and kind of gathered the information that it was a very young kid that was shouting out the orders of, please give us the money and medicine, I believe it was.
I think they were after food and medicine, yes, but yeah.
Food and medicine, yeah. And by then my character went out and kind of took his hand up and tried to calm the situation down a little bit and tried to convince him that he was in the same spot as he was and he came from the same background and tried to win the confidant over a little bit. And the last roll we did, I believe it was that he were a little bit more softer. So I think that's the end. We were standing there.
So that was kind of where we finished it. So Axel basically had approached through the forest edge to a few feet away from this child who's maybe about 8 or 9 and was sort of lugging around this large crossbow that clearly had no capability to reload and must have taken a few of them to load it in the first place, that they used to try and ambush this sort of wagon that the characters had booked passage on to get them to the town. And I believe Nix has just arrived, so we will get Nix in game before we continue. So let's just pause for a second, folks, and we'll get Nix in game.
I think my internet is dropping out every 10 seconds or so.
Oh, it's trying.
Will just wants the afternoon off. He's sitting there with his internet cable pulling it in and out.
Yeah, pulling it out. Yeah. I can't get the bot working.
So, do you want me, given we've not reintroduced your character, Will, do you want to maybe sit out until you've got it stable, or?
Yeah. I'll try and fix it. But I think it might have something to do with Zoom. Who knows? But I'll be back in a bit, guys. Don't worry.
Right. So, if Rachel's probably got the invite, I guess, to the Zoom call, so we'll get Rachel in and get the camera sorted out.
Yeah, I'll wait for Rich to come in if you want, so it doesn't mess around everything too much. But yeah, I've no idea what's going on with it today. Actually, it was doing weird things last night, and now I don't know. It's probably something to do with the alligators that it's connected to, and down the road. But not too sure at this point.
So folks, just while we're waiting, folks, we'll just recap to you, because obviously while Will was speaking earlier, we had a little bit of breakup on the encounter roleplay stuff. So firstly, although I wasn't on the stream last night, I would like to congratulate Will and the team for hitting 4,000 followers on Twitch. So that was a great achievement that they did last night in the Numenera game. That's quite an achievement there, and so they're at 4,003 at the moment, so heading towards the 5,000. So do follow them if you've not followed them already. Please do click that follow button below. Obviously, it does mean you then get notified when they go live, so you can see all the different shows that they run throughout the week. Shows on every night of the week apart from Fridays and Saturdays. Later on tonight, there's the penultimate episode of Cold Harbour, which is a piratey themed adventure, basically in the D&D5 D&D5 system. And as Will mentioned, there's various other things that you can do to influence the game. So as you follow, as we get retweets, once we hit 25 retweets, we put up a straw poll allowing the viewers to make a decision about the game. Now, usually we might theme that a little bit. So if the players, as they are at the moment, are in the forest, we might theme it around something that maybe what attacks are in the forest, what comes to the forest, what happens.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So, Will,
I'm going to try and fix my nets. I'll be back in an indeterminable amount of time.
Right, cool. So, Skag, can you just describe the other stuff that people can do while I don't need to move the camera. All I need to do is drag this over here, and there we go. Until Will comes back and breaks it all. But as I mentioned, so once we hit 25 retweets, we put up a straw poll and allows you guys to have a bit of an influence on what's going on in the game, and we'll try and incorporate that. There's other things you can do as well. You can give the players advantage or disadvantage. You can give them nat 1s or nat 20s. You can give them wild magic as well, which is on sale at the moment, which is a £2.50 donation. And there's a D10,000 table of thousands of different options that can happen to a player. Now, it just happens that while Rachel was running late, Rachel decided to inflict wild magic on Scarlett's character. So we will actually provide a demonstration of that at the moment. Scarlett's character is still being back in the coach, evaluating the situation with the others, while Axel's character has walked forward to these children. So, Scarlett, do you want to give us that D10,000 roll, and we will have a look up on the table and see what happens to your character?
You mean you haven't rolled it yet?
No.
Disappointed.
Right. So that was 2189. It's not showed up in the thing, but I'll fix that one in a minute. So 2189. So all I'll do now is the table is, if people want to look it up themselves, the table is below in the donation link. I will have a look and see what happens now.
And I also included it in the chat as well, so you can actually see the PDF file if you want to. Don't read it out or print it out in the chat for the suspense, if the DM wants to hold it in kind of secrecy.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. Caster's ears migrate to the top of his head.
Oh, bunny
I'm
ears.
bald. I have nothing to hide this.
A hat.
I don't wear hats.
You do now.
Really, really fun with the hat too. It will be poop.
So effectively, what happens to Scarlett's character? Scarlett, you're sitting in the back of this coach with the others while Axel's kind of went out to see what's going on, and all of a sudden, for a second, you see this black mist appear as Will's character. Lilith, the tiefling rogue, reappears for a second, and the third eye opens up for a second, looking directly at you, and then she vanishes again in this black mist. and all of a sudden you feel this kind of pain on the sides of your face as your ears. I wouldn't say that they move completely to the top of the head. We'll say that they move like about an inch up up from where they are currently. But you can almost feels this sort of scraping of as your ears are almost dragged up your face, clearly leaving you looking quite unusual, given you are a bald monk. And that may be something like a cure curse or something like that could maybe remove, if you were to seek it out. Now, Leah, who the NPC in the wagon at the moment, the cleric of Hera, the god of knowledge, clearly sees this and lets out a scream from inside the carriage as this happens. So Axel, as you're further off into the forest, watching the situation, you can see you hear this scream basically of whatever effectively.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and see if I can get the dice window on the screen. So if you bear with me a second, folks.
Have you disabled the aero, whatever it's called in OBS? Aero.
Should be okay, really. Let me just, if I do reset transformation, I should be able to drag it down.
Them dice. And the difficulties we are having will be more resolved as. So
that should let people see the dice rolls anyway as they occur. Right. So Axel, you're standing in front of this sort of small child who looks about sort of 8 or 9. And he's kind of it looks wet, cold, bedraggled. He's clutching this crossbow, which is clearly too heavy for him. What are you saying?
What was it? What?
Sorry?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry? What?
So you're standing in front of this small child who's off on the edge of this forest track away from the road, and he's kind of wet, bedraggled. He's clutching this large crossbow that's clearly too big for him. What are you saying to him?
Yeah, I think I was starting up with something about we are the same or something brought up by the same consequence. So Axel still having his hands kind of raised a little bit, showing that he is not armed at this point. I think he's bowing the.
I think you were very careful not to approach armed.
Yeah. So he says, "We don't have any money at this moment, but I could help you out in any way I can. I'm from the same."
So he kind of looks at you and goes, "We don't need money. Do you have any medicine? My sister, she's ill."
I could help you in other ways. I could go and buy some medicine maybe in the town.
And he seems to get you notice him get very, very agitated when you talk about the town, and almost very scared. He sort of shakes his head. He's going, no, not go to the town. And he kind of points behind. My sister, she's back in the woods. She's been poisoned or something. She was bitten.
Do you know by what?
Some sort of plant. And as you're kind of talking to him, you notice that there's another boy about the same age, sort of dark-skinned boy, maybe a little bit younger, starts to come out of the sort of bush as well, and sort of like say, the boy turns to the other boy and goes, "Tom, do you think we can trust him?" And the other boy sort of the boy that you were speaking to first sort of turns to him and goes, I don't think we have any choice. So obviously, what are the others doing at this moment? Because obviously some time's passing. You know that if we're we know that obviously Scarlet's had a slight issue himself, but you can kind of see that Skaggaf's character standing off at the edge of the forest. He seems to be talking to people. You can faintly hear a conversation going on, almost like a sort of squeaky preteen voice, basically from a child talking back to Skaggaf. But you can't really see what's going on from here. And the coach driver and his son are clearly getting a bit agitated about this.
Okay, since I nearly got shot last time, I'm going to make sure no shots are being fired before I slowly and quietly get out of the carriage and make my way over to where the conversation is taking place.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of Skaggaf, as they notice Rachel's character walking up, they kind of take a step back. Who's she? Is she a friend?
She is a friend of mine, and she's a monk. Maybe she can help you. If it's any consolation, maybe I can do it too. I have the means of healing with these.
And we'll throw the cameras out. Just going to check. Will, are you stable or?
I think I'm good. I think I might be okay.
Right, guys. So while they and I think we've just been followed by Pyro Blazel. So welcome to Encounter Roleplay. You're a gentleman and scholar.
Thanks, man.
So I'm just going to sort out the cameras. So if you bear with me a second, folks, I will just have to edit the boxes and the cameras to fix them.
Sure. And Touchpad says that he wants to use his Patreon. And if you don't have joined us on Patreon, you can do that and become one of us. He said that he wants to use his Magic Surge and will give it to the DM to hand out to whomever he wishes.
The power.
Yes,
Don't do it.
So
yeah, I think there's 6 days left on that giveaway slate, so you can see that there, dude. Also, I've been followed by Alman and Figgy. Welcome to the adventure, guys. Two of you are both gentlefolk and scholars. Thanks for joining us today. So my internet seems okay to you guys. All right.
Yeah, you seem stable enough.
All right, then let's go over this from Alan.
Right, so I'm just fixing.
No worries. My character will blink back.
Yeah,
I'll take full responsibility. Sorry.
So I think Will's had enough love on the wild magic roll. I think since Nix's character has just walked up to the encounter, and Nix did inflict wild magic on Scarlet earlier, I think we'll have Nix roll this while I fix the rest of the cameras.
I said that while I was sitting on a train. I'm sorry.
Excuses.
Shut up, you.
I'm so happy. Last
Put
time,
my ears higher up. I can see
Won't
whatever.
have the problems.
It's British Rail for you. What else can I say?
Blame it on that.
Always blame it on the rail. 6873. And fingers crossed it's not something bad.
6873. That's pretty nice and high up.
Don't say that. No, absolutely.
High.
Suspense.
Oh shit! I thought like my internet went out or something.
No.
No, so I was fixing the cameras. Cool, right, that'll do for now anyway. So what was that number?
6873.
It's not that high.
It's high enough for me to be concerned.
Well,
let's
I
have
think
a
that
look.
Scar has looked it up, so.
That's okay.
Oh,
This
no.
is fun. This is
No.
fun.
No.
6, 8, 7, 6.
373.
Sorry, 6873.
Yeah.
Yes.
Target changes sex.
What?
No, I'm only joking.
Richard!
No,
I'm
that
only
ain't
joking.
it. Even better.
Target's arms shrink to half their normal length.
What? Actually, can't we just go back to the previous one? I mean, that would be better. I'll go to be calling Richard again.
So your arms basically shrink to about half of their normal length, but they stay in proportion to each other, so you can still use weapons, etc. But it's almost like you've got like a halfling's arms.
How am I going
on
to
your
dual
body.
wield a staff?
You will
I was
do it.
waiting for
Just
Scarlett
a
to
little
do
bit
that. I was
slow
waiting
and
for
hard.
Hashtag Richard is back.
So anyone who's got Arcana can make an Arcana roll.
I might do. I don't think I do actually. I'm a rogue. Alman Figgy says, if you don't mind me asking, what do you use to make your map? It looks amazing.
This particular map is done in Campaign Cartographer, which is a drawing tool from Pro Fantasy. It's Campaign Cartographer version 3+. It's really easy to use. I will do a tutorial on it at some stage, but literally, it's very easy to get good effects like this. So yeah, check that out.
It's got T-Rex arms, etc.
Right.
Gotta love them surges.
Right.
Alright then.
So let's have a look at these rolls.
Tiny little.
So last time it was
So you
Richard, now
guys-
it's
How does the
Yes.
T-Rex put on a hat?
So Rachel and Scarlett's characters, you guys both actually know that the area of the forest that you're in at the moment is called the Blightwood, and the Blightwood is kind of like a cursed and twisted forest where there's it used to be hundreds of years ago it used to be a lush sort of beautiful forest where there was deer and and woodland creatures and dryads and all these sort of things. But something happened to it, and no one's quite sure what happened to it. But now it's a much more dangerous place with like blights, and more importantly, wild magic runs free here. And you reckon that's what's causing these effects. And perhaps the effects will go away when you get back to town. Perhaps they won't. But certainly, while you're in this forest, it's a dangerous place to be, and there could well be more wild magic effects.
Good.
So Axel, you kind of you didn't really pay much attention to Rachel's character when she was walking up, but the smaller other child at the back goes, sort of like leans closer and whispers to the other boy, the boy that you now know his name is Tom, and you can kind of quite hear it. It's kind of like a stage whisper, and he goes, "Why are our arms so small?" And as you kind of turn around, you realise that Rachel's character's kind of like the ropes she's wearing basically have just sort of pulled away, and there's these tiny little hands. It's a bit like in the original Total Recall with the little guy that was in the body.
Yeah. I'm guessing I'm not here at this point, though, right? Lilith isn't
No,
here.
you're not.
Okay, cool.
But speaking about that, all of a sudden there's this black wispy magic blurs again, a bit like what you saw a minute ago, Scarlett, when your ears sort of stretched up the side of your head, and this black wispy smoke that you saw when Will's character vanished reappears, and Will's character's lying there in the forest, but still fully clothed, but there's actually like physical steam rising from Will's character. And as Will's character opens up, you can see he's holding a cat. And the only thing she says is she goes, "I found the cat."
Found the cat.
Great, lovely. We can put it on the barbecue later.
No. So a quick description of my character real quick for you guys. So we've been sitting there a little while Lilith is a young tiefling girl. She's got these tiny little horns poking out of her face. And she wears, pretty simple.
okay. We don't hear you here now.
Rest in peace.
Oh,
And
and I'm back. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, very simple. We don't know.
Very simple something. You'll never know that now.
Aww.
You just have to imagine what Will's saying, folks.
Can you guys not hearing me very well?
Right
This is
now.
good practice for anyone who wants to learn how to read lips.
You're kind of coming and going, so you're freezing, then you're getting no audio, and then you're coming back again, and it's fine.
What is he saying? I can't really hear.
I don't know. It's all terrible. It's all pain right now. It's all pain. I don't know what's going on. Move away from me. I'll try and fix some stuff.
Right, cool. So back to and the kids are obviously completely shocked by this scene of Will's character reappearing with a cat, and they kind of step back, and you can kind of see they make sort of like warding symbols of whatever they've been taught to ward away witchcraft or something similar.
Yeah, all the approach of being we are friendly is kind of down the drain, I guess.
That's what wild magic does to your campaigns.
I've just got short arms. Doesn't mean I'm vicious. I mean, what the heck am I going to do with short arms?
Very
Short arm.
angrily hit people.
I can't hit people. I can't even put on a hat.
Exactly. That's why you're so angry when you're doing it.
The first one looks like T-Rex. The other one looks like a bunny. The second one is kind of facing in and out, facing. So yeah, really good times. But Axel tries to just okay. We can help you, but we need to either buy some medicine or maybe even we have the means to cure it if we can see the problem.
So they kind of go. She's nearby. Come with me. She's near. And they kind of lead you kind of through the woods a little bit further. So let me just switch it.
I'm pretty going to turn to the party. I'm disappointed that they don't love my cat. Or they're not more impressed by the cat, I suppose. And I say, guys, what are we doing? We got the cat. We can go back now.
Yeah, sick children. The cat can look after itself for at least like 5 minutes.
What do you mean, sick children?
I point with one of my little fingers.
What? I mean, you guys have literally explained nothing.
Nope.
Because we know nothing. We are going to go and find out.
What is going on?
Follow us and you'll find out.
So they one of the children that seems to be with them, well, sort of takes Axel's hand and kind of leads him for a couple of minutes further into this blightwood. And they go, she's this way. We hid her in a path next to some wall. And as they stop, as they get close, basically, and you kind of the moonlight's kind of shining down a bit more here because the forest cover's broken, and you can kind of see there's these like plant-like creatures around the form of a sort of young girl lying on some earth, and the boy kind of screams and starts to run towards the creatures. Does anyone want to try and stop the boy running?
Yes.
With your little
No.
hand.
If I can reach him.
Yeah, so make a unarmed attack.
Okay.
Are you attacking a child with your bare fists right now, Rachel?
Please, no, don't say these things.
No.
Yeah, but you say that, go. 6. Do I get advantage for
No.
being such a nice person?
For being a child beater.
No.
Shut up, Will.
So the boy makes it past Rachel's character. Does anyone else want to try and catch the boy? So the boy's kind of it's this boy here.
Which one?
So
The first guy.
That's
used to-
I'll give it a
it's
shot.
this guy here. So he's basically made it past Rachel's character to here.
Touchpad is right. You're not attacking him with fists. You're just attacking him with stumps. Stop.
Touchpad's
Do I
imagination.
have advantage for being able to hear so well.
No. So this nimble child basically skirts past all of you. Luckily, he kind of gets a little bit. He kind of, as he gets closer to this creature, and this creature here sort of rears round and turns towards him, and the creature's arms are made of like branches, and it kind of rears up, and it's kind of probably about sort of 10 feet tall, so it's quite a lot bigger than him, and he kind of skids to a halt as that happens. Let's have initiative, everyone, please.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh my.
Oh boy. Can somebody roll for me? I don't want to tempt fate by loading up roll.
Probably a good
Right.
idea.
Right. So I will give. Let me just open up Will's character sheet then.
Is Rachel a monk? No, is she?
Yes, I am.
Monk with micro fists. Come and get him.
So the problem is I had to have my staff on my back, so reaching over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Grab it.
You're basically just a female human equivalent of Scrappy Doo right now.
So Will gets a 13. Axel gets a 15. Rachel's on 9. Scarlett's
Is
on
this-
8.
Makes sense.
Is this combat versus the child?
No, this is the combat versus the creatures. Hopefully, depending on what you decide to attack.
I didn't think you thought so little of us, Will. I mean,
I literally my character literally has no idea what's going on because I jumped in here and then I was like, "What's going on?" And you're like, and so
Follow me. Yeah.
you're attacking it. So it's an established child.
Right. So the order is Axel's going first. This creature does seem quite slow. It's going last. So Axel, you're going first. What would you like to do?
The problem is that I don't have any weapons with me.
Oh no, you do. No, you still got your weapons on you. Your weapons were over. Your bow was over your shoulder. You didn't disarm. You just didn't. You didn't hold it in a threatening manner.
Right. Is there a bonus action to draw it?
You can do that as a free action. Yeah, as long as you're not trying to draw
Okay.
2 weapons, you can do that as a free action.
Yeah, so I draw it, and I presume I'm kind of in the lead here, so I can actually use my sharpshooting skill. Eat it.
Yeah. So 14, which is enough to hit this creature. So, 20, which is enough to hit this creature easily. So you do 14 points of piercing damage to it. Now, as the arrow hits the creature, you do see the arrow actually splinter. You've definitely done some damage to it, but you do suspect that the creature might be at least resistant to some forms of damage. Next up, we have on 13. Who's on 13?
It was me.
Will, yeah.
So what's this thing before me again?
It's a blight, basically. So it's like a plant-like. It's basically like an evil dryad.
Okay, yeah. And this child is right in front of me.
The child's started to run, so the child isn't
Okay.
the child isn't in line of sight with the. It's not blocking line of sight to the creature. No.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I dance around the child and just rush towards the blight, trying to get into contact with it if possible?
Yeah,
You
you won't be
you
able
can
to.
literally dance around the child.
Yeah, I dance around. I just shimmy.
So you make it into contact, but you won't be able to attack this round. You'll have to wait till next round to attack. Just so you're aware, Will, I'm not sure if you're looking at the stream or not, but obviously there is what you start to notice, guys, as you get closer. Is you do notice when this creature rears up, you notice that there's another creature that looks slightly smaller and of a slightly different maybe type next to the child. There's another one slightly north of where you guys are here, and there's another one up here as well.
Okay.
Do I believe the arrow kind of splintered due to some armor effect, or?
No. Well, possibly, yeah. I mean, kind of like a natural armor or a natural resistance to damage, because obviously it's made out of wood, so it's quite solid. But you think maybe it's just resistant to damage. I mean, you definitely damaged it, and it definitely reacted to being hit.
Yeah. I was more thinking how I should phrase it out. Should I say, bear in mind it get a solid armor or something like that?
That's up to you how you want to phrase it.
Yeah, I kind of shouts it out.
Yeah.
Be aware of the armor.
Yep. So next up we have Rachel.
Oh, actually, I get to have my turn. I thought so low down on the initiative order. Okay. I have a movement speed of 30. Okay, I can't get actually close enough to attack, so what I'll do is I'll run next to the boy.
So if you had longer arms, you'd be able to hit.
Just don't start. I am going to run next to the boy, and with my little hands, just like this, I'm going to reach down, pick up one of my darts, and go throw darts at them.
Yep, fine. Roll.
Looks like Moldog just caught up with all those free followers there.
It's just like a bunch of them now.
Yeah, they'll come through at once.
22 to hit?
Yes, you hit, and you do. So you do some damage to it. So again, it kind of it's definitely taking damage. You can see bits of the actual bark and the skin being exposed, and you can kind of see like a sap-like liquid flowing from some of the wounds from where both yourself and Axel have hit it.
Okay.
Next up, we have Scarlet.
I forgot to ask earlier. Did I recover all of my key points as well as health?
Yeah, you had overnight. You had an overnight rest.
Okay.
You had the equivalent of a long rest. So yes,
Stellar.
both the monks do have their key points back. And I will
Loving
just
it.
delete that token because Leah stayed in the coach.
Alright, so let me see here. How close can I get to this guy? Oh, I can get right up on him. Let's go.
Yep.
Boom.
That's what happens when you get normal sized arms you can reach. So do you want to make your axe attack first?
Do I get advantage on this because I'm using an axe on a tree?
No, but I will, however, say because you are using an axe on a tree that it doesn't get its resistance to damage.
Alright.
Better than nothing.
So
Still
roll,
can't tack damage rolls onto my stuff.
yeah, I can't get it working either, but I'm sure we'll
I'll
educate
help
us
you guys
afterwards.
with it later. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Right, cool. So 8 points of damage. Yeah, so it kind of screams out. This one's definitely getting near death. Do you want to use 1 or 2 bonus actions?
I would like to use 2 bonus actions because it's time for Flurry of Blows to happen.
Yep,
1 unarmed strike.
that's a hit.
2 unarmed strikes.
That's definitely a hit.
Do you want me to roll the damage separately or just like 2d4?
Well, roll it separately because you'll add the number to it.
Yeah, that's right.
But remember, you can use I think it's the up arrow to repeat. Yep. So this one gets felled. Basically, you kind of the first blow takes its arm off, and then the second blow basically just digs into its upper chest, and you kind of hear this almost like a tree almost collapsing sound as it drops into the dust around you. So where's my little symbols gone? 1 down. However, now it's their go. So firstly, this guy here furthest away moves to here, and this guy here just stays where he is, and this guy here moves down here. Now these 2 blue ones, actually they kind of bend over, and then you can see that their backs are covered in like quills, and they make ranged attacks, and they are going to make their ranged attacks against, let's roll randomly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll count the boy as being in it. So
Oh, jeez.
3, so 1, 2, 3, the boy gets 1 hit.
No!
And
poor child.
3, the boy gets 2 hits.
No!
That easy XP.
So it's got to hit the boy first, obviously. So and he rolls a 1, so that's not going to hit.
Good.
And second one, a 6. No, great. So basically, these things like sort of bend over, and then their vines on their hands almost embed themselves in the earth, and they arch up, and then these quills shoot from their backs towards the boy, basically landing around the boy and Rachel's character, but not hitting any of them. And as I say, the other creature moved down. It moved quite slowly, so it doesn't have a chance to get attacked. Well, actually, no, the other creature has reach, so it can attack Will's character, so it will have a go at Will's character.
Yeah, come at me.
Will, that is a 14. Your armor class is 14, so it hits.
God damn. I'm gonna try and lie.
And it does 7 points of damage to you.
Nothing. It's nothing.
You've got 16 hit points now. You're level 2, Will.
Just a flesh wound.
Now the quotes begin.
Top
Back over here, I'm gonna bleed all over you.
of the round, Axel.
Yeah, so let's see. just what perspective does this one kind of looks more dangerous than the other ones?
You don't know. It looks similar to one that's already been felled by the previous one that's been killed. So it looks like the same type. One of these tall ones. Whereas the two blue ones seem to have some sort of ranged attack, but they don't seem to be particularly good at hitting with it.
Okay. I will go as it's a straight line with the sniper effect, though. And first, I will go for Hunter's Mark on it.
Ooh.
Make it good.
And there it is. And whoop-de-doo.
And that's
Not bad.
not going to help you, is it?
No.
One.
What's the bonus for Hunter's Mark? Not that much, is it?
No, I will kind of do this.
The 8 damage on Hans Mark?
Oh yeah, it's extra damage rather than extra hit. So yes, unfortunately, no, you miss.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't matter.
your arrow sails past and hits off the sort of like the little cliff face next to the creature. Next up, we have Will's character. So Will, you are the one that you were in combat with is now dead. There is another one which has just attacked you, literally a step away from you.
I'm going for that one.
Right.
I'm gonna stab it in the face with my dagger or sword, whichever one I have on me.
Right, so you've got your sword. So you roll
Yes.
and you get a 22. So that's a hit.
The best at rolling when I don't do it.
Yeah, I wish I got that roll when I was doing it. So you do 1d8 plus 1 damage. You do 8 points of damage to it. Again, it does seem to be a little bit resistant to the damage of the sword. But you do cut into it, and you can see this sap like ooze start to leak out of it. Next up, we have Rachel, Natalie.
Okay. I will run up to the one that Lilith is next to.
Yep.
And with my little arms, I'm gonna punch him.
With your little fists.
With my cute little fists.
You're gonna punch another child.
No! I'm not gonna punch another child.
Repeat offender.
22. That is a hit. Do you wish to use flurry of blows?
I do. Is the flurry of blows an extra 2 strikes or an extra 1 strike? I can't remember.
By the way, you can still use your quarterstaff.
I'm thinking in character how the heck she would try and reach it. I don't think she'd be able to reach it.
Yeah,
His little arms.
your arms are shorter, but they're shorter in proportion to each other.
Yeah, but my quarterstaff is strapped to my back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, sorry, yes, what you mean.
You
Yeah.
can't reach it. You're like,
Yeah.
hey.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I feel so bad when you get an itch on your back and you can't. You go like,
Right. So you punch it and do some damage to it. Do you want to do flurries of blows then?
Yeah.
One or two.
We'll go for just the one this time.
Right.
15.
By the way, guys, just bear in mind it is quite. It's about it's about 11 o'clock in the evening. So, and you're about an hour from town, so you probably will have the opportunity to have a rest at some stage shortly. Just to bear that in mind with people who've got key points. Yep, you hit and you do some damage to it. Next up, we have Scarlet.
Scarlet Fever.
Boy, oh boy. I'm gonna go over this way. And I'm gonna go for that whole axe nonsense again.
Right, away you go.
Not
That
happening.
is a miss. Would you? You can still use your flurry of blows though. 1 or 2.
Just one.
Right.
Nope.
No. So basically, yeah, this one seems to be a little bit more nimble. Either that, or you're just rolling crap.
I'm gonna go with the idea that I'm just reluctant to hit it because I don't want to get spiked by anything.
Yeah. So they're gonna go now. So firstly, the ranged one. The ranged one is either gonna hit Scarlet or the boy. So we'll roll a d2. 1 is the boy. Oh dear.
It's the boy.
Oh, yeah.
I can see a pattern emerging.
And I rolled another 1. Roll20 just does not like me.
Or the boy.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the boy.
The other one is gonna attack Scarlet, since you're obviously in close combat with it.
Nice.
And he hits with an 18.
That's how much health I have.
Had
I love the way you say these things, always with such optimism.
9 points of damage.
Yay, half health! Woo!
So this kind of creature, rather than just like use its ranged attack, it almost sort of bends over, and then the spines kind of partially shoot out into you and then retract back into it. Top of the round, Axel. You kind of see Scarlet's character taking, almost like a spray of blood as these large sort of spines sort of shoot through him for a second and then retract back.
Okay, is it this one we were talking about or the other one up here?
The other one, the blue one that attacked him.
Yeah. Okay. There are a little bit too many people, though.
You do have sharpshooter, though, so you don't take cover penalties.
Yeah, but I think
but you've got a clearer line of sight to the one which is on its own on the right hand side at the moment.
So I put the hunter's mark on that one, and I would shoot him instead with the sharpshooting.
Yeah.
Come on. What the hell is wrong with you?
Nope, that is a miss.
What the hell?
So for people who haven't used Roll20, by the way, Roll20 always rolls as if you had advantage. So the first number is the number you use if you're just making a normal roll, and if you've got advantage, you use the higher of the two numbers. So in this case, actually, you only got 7. So although there's a 20 there, if it had an advantage, you would have hit with a 20. But because he only didn't have advantage, you got 7. And the number below that is the damage if you got it configured properly. Right, so next up we have Lilith, Will's character.
This child needs some serious help after this. This is true. So there's still one right by me, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're going in for the Stabaroo again because I have great success when I don't roll myself. So let's.
Unfortunately, not. You rolled an 11, so unfortunately, your
roll
sword
again.
doesn't quite make it past him.
I roll again. These things catch me up while we're attacking a child. Easy XP, basically. Yeah, like Kaki said.
Stop it!
They're easy to grind XP on, so
Nick's wanted us to.
Yeah,
no,
they're not
canon.
They're not grey mobs yet, so you can still get a little bit of XP from them.
I'm just trying to get my uncanny I'm trying to get my level 3 upgrade right here.
So that was Will. Have you got anything else that you wanted to do? That was your main action. I don't know if you got any bonus actions or not.
I would like to say, why am I stabbing this thing? Because I've got no idea what's going on at the moment.
Right.
In the group, I'm just like.
There's Natalie next to you going, I don't know, just keep doing it.
Okay.
And it is Natalie. Your go.
Yay! I will continue to punch it. That's all I can do.
This game, in like Skyrim,
that's a hit.
In Skyrim, how you can't kill the children. It's not the same in D&D.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's plenty of mods to let you kill the children. There is.
You know that.
Fallout too.
There are plenty.
It makes more sense for Fallout just because there's that village of nothing but children.
Yeah.
Natalie, do you want to use a flurry of blows, 1 or 2? It's almost dead.
All right, I'll use my last key point.
Oh, going for the kill.
Please.
The 20 definitely. So
4 points.
4 points in your second one.
Give me the kill. Give me the kill. Give me the kill. No, that's all I've got.
I thought you spent the key point.
Does that give me 1 attack or 2?
2. You get one. You get 1 automatically for free as your bonus action.
Nice.
Yes. So yeah, it goes down. So you literally you pummel this tree with your tiny little fists.
Yay!
And
It's
then
Minecraft all over again.
we have Scarlet's character.
All right.
So you're currently in combat with this spiky creature next to the child.
Yeah.
Or one
Let's
of the children.
let's see if I can man up and axe this thing a little bit. There we go. Much better. Actually hitting. Pretty sure. Hopefully.
Yes, that is a good hit.
Nice.
Do you want to do 1 or 2 attacks?
Just 1.
Oh, is all enough?
These comments in chat.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes down.
It's 3 to 4 copper, but the satisfying thud when the kid hits the ground is more than enough payment.
Oh no!
It's funny because it's true.
Oh, come on!
And the other one.
High five.
So the other one flees, seeing that the 3 other of its fellows have been dispatched.
That's bad.
So Scarlet, if you want, you can have a single. Sorry, Axel, if you want, you can have a single shot into it as it flees.
Oh yeah. I mean, oh yes, I will.
Stop it from fleeing. It will bring friends back.
Yeah, that will actually kill it because it's one of the blue ones. So yeah, you basically, as it starts to kind of rush away into the undergrowth, an arrow kind of just sails past and kills it.
Yeah.
I was going to do a Game of Thrones spoiler then, but I thought maybe not.
You would not survive the rest of these 3 hours if you did.
I thought there might be people that haven't seen it yet.
I haven't even started yet.
Oh, join the club.
Oh man, but I'll tell you what, seeing as we just finished that combat, it's on the hour. I'll remind you guys, if you're new, do hit that follow button and join us. The tweet is also set up, so if you want to go and retweet out, we'll check how many retweets are on. At 25, you guys get to decide what happens in our game, so be sure to go and tweet that out in a moment now. So that if you haven't already.
And as a little added incentive, every time you follow, I give you a Jolly Rancher.
There you go. And other
How
things.
are you going to send it to us?
I will also give you a.
You really want to question how I'm going to send you a Jolly Rancher? I have too many of them.
So does someone want to give me the retweet count and the follower count, and I'll just update that quickly.
So followers look like 4,006. I'll go check the retweets here in a moment for you.
It's at 8.
Retweets are staying pretty on 8, so we need a bunch more before we get to 25, guys. So go and check out that retweet. Hit it for us, and you guys get to decide what happens soon. Yeah, also don't forget the 24-hour stream is this Saturday, so be sure to tune in this Saturday to get a lot of action. Bunch of these guys.
Always good.
Yeah, and Will's going to try and stay connected for at least 24 minutes of the 24-hour stream.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Good luck with that one.
So Will, you finished?
Yeah, I was just going to turn to the group and say, what the hell is going on? As I finish stabbing this creature. You guys have explained nothing, and now I turn up here and I put my sword back in. I found the cat, but now we're not even interested in the cat. I've lost the cat. God, we got to go find the cat again.
Yeah, the cat's missing now. You left the cat behind when you followed them.
Yeah. So guys, please, someone explain why we are here.
We took a carriage and we're trying to get to a town, and you disappeared on your own. We just had to try and help these children. One of them's ill. Where's the ill child? I'll start looking around desperately. I was pointing with my little fingers, where are they?
You see, there's a sort of 6 or 7 year old girl lying there. She's wearing a sort of quite bedraggled, wet, damp clothes, and you can kind of see from her face that she seems to have a fever. And as you look down, you can see her ankle is all swollen, and there's a kind of a purplish mark, and then it almost runs from the mark out into the almost like veins running out. So it looks like she's maybe been bitten or hit by one of these sort of plant creatures.
Okay, can I make a medicine roll, but in character try and stop the spread of whatever this is to try and help her out? Maybe ease the pain slightly.
You can make an insight roll to remember the fact there's a cleric back in the wagon.
Or maybe I could do this. Maybe.
Or maybe that could happen.
Yeah. So if you want, you can certainly cast Cure Wounds on her, which will bring her around. It won't cure the poisoning, etc. But you do kind of suddenly recall the fact that actually, hold on a minute, Leah's still back at the coach.
Yeah, the
cleric of Hera who's travelling with you. So you don't know that Hera has healing magic, but you would obviously expect that a cleric may have some level of healing magic.
So Axel will use the Cure Wounds to actually stabilize and make it so that the girl, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
will be stabilized for the time being, so we can get the cleric.
She's not dying, but you kneel down and cast Cure Wounds on her. And while you can see part of the fever starts to subside, and she starts to come round, and her as you discover, her brother, this kid here, and the friend of her brother basically kind of rush over to see that if she's okay. It doesn't. That you can still see that there's this nasty purple mark on her ankle, but certainly you've subsided the kind of the fever part of it at the moment.
Yeah, so I rolled a little bit. 4, how much?
So 7 you healed her. Cool.
So I'm gonna go to the who looks in charge around here, David? Who looks like they might be like leading the caravan, or is it just the party that look like they're in charge?
Well, at the moment you're off here. If you want to go back to the wagon, you do remember vaguely recalling seeing like a coachman or something with the wagon.
Okay,
it's not a caravan as such. It was just like a stagecoach that they'd hired passage on.
I'm going to go to the coach to try and understand what's going on here better. So I'm going to say
you head back to the coach, and the first thing you see is there's kind of like there's a woman. I don't know if I've got a picture of her. Oh, you can't see it anyway. So there's a kind of dark skinned girl probably in her late teens, sort of 19 or 20. And she's wearing like tight, sort of small rimmed spectacles, and she seems to be wearing like cleric robes, sort of habit, sort of thing. And she's standing next to the coach, stroking Justice, the black cat that you reappeared with. And she kind of looks at you and goes, "Who are you?"
"Oh, I am Lilith. Hey, you've got my cat. Can I have it back?"
"Oh, it's your cat." And she hands you the cat. And then there's this like you can see there's like There's an older man probably in his sort of 40s and a younger kid probably in his late teens who are inspecting this like crossbow bolt damage to a door, and the older man sort of turns around and goes, "You're not one of my passengers. Where'd you come from?"
Long story. I open my third eye really quickly and like give him a look over, and then I like shut it again. My third eye's like here on my forehead, I guess, and I say, so I'm with these guys, pointing back to the party, but I don't really know what's going on because I had to go and find the cat. It was another quest that we had, but it looks like we've failed that one because, anyway, what are we doing here? They're like kids and they're sick, and I was fighting these druid thingies, and I don't really know what's going on. Are we getting paid for this?
He kind of goes, he sort of like says, "I don't know, your friends just bought passage from Storm Bay to Tarek. The next town up. We're about an hour from the town. We should probably be getting on our way. Are they coming back soon?"
I'll find out, and I run back to the group real quick.
So you run back to the group, and you find the group heading back towards the coach, with obviously taking the pace a little bit slower, with the injured girl and the kids.
Could Axel throw down a like survival skill to see if he knows about any plant that could do whatever has been done?
You can. Oh, it would be nature in this case.
Nature, I have that too.
Nature.
Nature.
Is that good enough for you?
You can't see the roll.
11.
Your accent
there was a
has
big
changed.
angry tree. Spiky wants to.
Yeah, you reckon you've heard about this sort of stuff before when you've heard about Tales of the Blightwood. The person who kind of taught you some of your rangering skills had kind of mentioned before in stories about the Blightwood and the fact that a lot of the creatures in the Blightwood have various different sort of plant-based abilities, and some of them are quite toxic to either they use toxins that will either disable a prey so that they can consume them, or they'll poison them so that the prey sort of fails running away, and then they can try and catch up to the prey. In this case, it looks like a poison which is designed to weaken the person. It doesn't look fatal. It seems to be sort of designed to keep the person weakened so that they can catch up.
Okay, so like poison ivy kind of thing brushed onto, you get some rash and
more like maybe a thorn or something that actually pierces the skin. And
okay.
Hey guys, so are we getting paid for taking these sick kids to this town?
I don't think so. I mean, what about generosity, compassion?
How much is it? I like as well.
You don't know what those are, do you?
No, I know.
Okay, then enlighten me. What do they mean?
So where is this town?
if we go back to the cart, we're like, I think a couple of hours away from it.
Yeah, you're about
Okay.
an hour away. So let's switch back to the town map.
And
Oh, so
like,
the-
what's
the
the
ma-
plan once we get there?
So Axel will put down the injured girl next to the cart and tell Ferric to get the cleric.
So the clerics, you get back to the coach, and the cleric's standing there talking to the coachman. You kind of catch parts of the conversation as you get closer. The conversation seems to be going something like, where did the horned one come from? And then the coachman's going, did you see she's got 3 eyes?
Hey! Open up my third eye.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm a tiefling. Hey. I don't bite. Well, some things. I show some fangs.
Lilith, that probably doesn't help.
Oh, okay. I'll just like put my hood up.
You can threaten some rangers if we come across them, but not these people.
Oh, they're the racists, are they?
So I tell Ferric to get the cleric as Axel put down the girl on the ground.
Yeah, so you put the girl on the ground, and Leah kind of comes straight over to see the almost like instinctive reaction comes over and kneels by the girl and goes, what happened?
She must be poisoned by something. I believe it's a small plant, maybe. Haven't really
Plant or
studied
giant
Blood Forest.
So Leah kind of goes, curing poisons is a little bit beyond my skill at the moment, but I think I've got something in my pack. And she goes away back to the coach, and she comes back with like a small sort of earthenware bottle that she gets the little girl to drink. Clearly, it doesn't taste particularly nice, but you can kind of see that once the child drinks it, it seems to start to. It's almost like a slight glow that travels through the veins of the child's body, and it seems to burn away the mark on her leg, and the child starts to come around. And so then there's 3 children there basically. So there's Tom, Arlo, and Lily. Tom and Lily are sisters, so sister and brother. Tom's slightly older, so Tom's about 12. Arlo looks around sort of about 10, and Lily looks around about sort of 8ish. And they're kind of sheepishly standing around at the moment. And Tom sort of chirps up and goes, "Sorry for shooting your door, Mister," to the coach driver. And the sort of coach driver just sort of scowls and pulls out the crossbow bolt from the door.
Yeah, and Axel kind of looks over to
Someone.
the tiefling. Yeah, I've tried to remember the name, but not in the roll 20.
I am Lilith.
Yeah, looking over at Lilith, and you were away a little bit, but I got a message that my uncle didn't know I had one. He passed away, so we kind of bought a ticket to go to the town and see what he kind of left behind, and see if there is something that we could maybe.
Like a house.
Yeah, I
Or a
think so.
cat.
No, house.
Or both.
Maybe.
A house cat.
That is what you have. And if you want to, I could, of course, pay for the short ride. And Axel looks up to the coach and kind of insinuate that he wants to pay if Adel wants some money for Lily.
Just Lilith or the children as well? What are you going to do with the children?
Kill him.
Is that the
What are
coach?
you going to do with the children?
We leave them to Rachel.
Stop it.
Is that a question that arises from the coach?
Well, kind of the children. Kind of you guys are standing outside the coach at the moment, and the children are standing around, and you get Leah starts to kind of, you can see that Leah the cleric starting to talk to the children. She's like, what are you doing out here? Where are your parents? And the reply seems to come back, we're orphans.
No.
Me too.
Axel looks over to them. And is there not a orphanage or anything where you can seek shelter?
They all back away, so very similar to what you saw before when you mentioned going back to the town. They all kind of back away and huddle next to each other, and they go, "Don't take us back there, not there." And you
Why?
can
What's-
kind of see the coach driver seem to sort of like take interest in this. He's like, "What's wrong? The orphanage is a lovely place. You know, my own son here." And he kind of points at his son. I adopted him from the orphanage.
Has it happened?
Great.
Something? Is there something that has happened now, or?
And they kind of whisper and go, "People go missing."
That sounds creepy. We should go there. There might be a quest that we could do.
Sounds
How to be an
interesting.
adventuring group. Wait, what do we call our adventuring group? We had a name for it.
You're right, we did.
What do we call it?
Something to do with
That was
beer,
like
wasn't
3-4
it?
weeks away. I've slept since
I
then.
remember it, but I don't want to remember it.
Isn't there something with the nail?
Tell me.
One scar. What was it?
I believe it was anything for ale or something like that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was it. There we go.
So yeah, I'm like, we could go there.
So
Anything
Will, as
for ale,
you're kind of mentioning this anything for ale thing, you suddenly recall the fact that you haven't been paid for the previous quest.
We haven't been paid for the previous quest, and I've got the cat. That was a side quest.
But didn't we get paid? But
No,
we
no.
had the money.
You guys did.
Just got
but-
paid.
You guys did,
Oh.
but you forgot
Yeah.
to ask for Will's share.
Where's my share, guys?
Well,
Okay, hold on. Remind me, DM, how much did we actually get each?
You got 30 gold base and 20 gold extra for finding the notebook.
Okay, one moment. Just gotta
50
find my
total.
notes. 50 total. How much have I actually got in my pocket?
no, it should be more. Oh, 30 each and then 20.
Yeah, it was
30 each, then 20.
it was 50 in total
That went
from
to
the
our-
merchant basically, plus all that sick loot that you got in the cavern.
Okay, I dig into my pockets and I give Lilith 20 gold pieces from my own purse.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let's go to this place and let's find a house and the cat.
So at the moment, the children are going, no, don't take us back to the orphanage, please don't.
Why? What's wrong with it?
People go missing. They say
Yeah.
they say they're adopted.
Are you
but
sure you don't mean adopted by loving families?
No, they go missing at the start of the month, and there's no party. Normally, when someone gets adopted, there's a farewell party, but every so often people just go missing.
Do you mean others as adults too, or just children?
No, just children. The adults, they say they've been adopted, but I don't believe it.
Do you have any place here that you can be in, camp or something?
No, we were running away.
If you want, you could stay at my house in the town.
Could we? Would you protect us?
We need to get paid, right?
Okay, I looked at
Yeah.
it saying, don't worry, we will get paid. Looked at Axel, you take care of them and we'll try and find out what the cause of it.
So Leah kind of Leah,
Aren't these children missing? They are. Like, they ran away, so everyone at the orphanage probably thinks these children are, like, missing, right? So maybe the missing children just run away from the orphanage.
Sure,
This is all too complicated.
sure.
Just saying.
So Leah sort of like says, perhaps I could take the children to the temple of Hera. They'd be safe there.
Great.
At least until we can work out what's happening at this orphanage. Someone needs to look
Axel
into
looks
this.
at the children. Is that a possibility for you? Do you feel safe there?
And they kind of because obviously they saw that Leah had healed Lily. They do seem to be kind of clustering around her. So she's a bit more like a motherly figure than you guys are. Since you guys are all freaks at the moment with your third eye, your small hands, and your ears on your head.
Thanks.
For once, I'm looking perfectly fine. Blonde,
Yeah,
blue eyes.
go on. You challenge chat like
No,
that. Go on.
no legs stuck to your chest. Yeah,
No.
yeah. All looking pretty good.
Right.
Let Leah take him. She seems like a nice person.
That's the first sensible things you've said since you turned
So
up.
And
Leah,
now you were
so
hitting a child. That was not okay. With your tiny arm.
I didn't hit them!
Wanted to.
We're just a big group of weird, deformed child beaters.
So anyway, as you guys kind of the coach drivers are like, well, we should probably head back into town. It's getting really late here. We're only about an hour away. Everyone back in the coach, squeeze in there, and we'll get back into town. So everyone kind of squeezes into the coach, and as you're kind of traveling, Leah sort of turns to you and she goes, "I've got a little bit of money saved up." She kind of talks to the side. Probably talking to. She probably assumes Lilith actually that you're in charge since you're the one that mentions money, etc. So
Yeah.
she sort of turns to you and goes, "I've got a little bit of money saved up. Perhaps if you guys could look into this orphanage, I'm sure the church might contribute a bit more as well. I can't pay you much, maybe 10 gold each. But if we found something that was more than just the children's imagination, then I'm sure the church would help out with a contribution towards your costs."
More than just a dream. Okay, so wait. Tell me again. So you want me to get the children? Well, you want me to look into this orphanage, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the orphanage, guys. I love orphanages.
I look towards my brother and Axel going, I think we know how to persuade her to do things.
I have always wanted to go to an orphanage. Ever since I was orphaned.
This is the plan. We will go first to see my house to see whatever condition it is. So we
Okay.
have that as a base to go from.
Good idea. We'll go to base camp, which is Uncle's dead uncle house. We'll get the house cat, and then we'll go to the orphanage. It's going to be a great day, guys.
I don't
So-
know about it.
In the carriage, I'm going to put myself in the place which is furthest away from Lilith, because she's kind of like freaking me out right now.
Sure. Sure. Thanks for hosting so far. So thanks, man.
Sure.
Sure.
So about an hour later, the coach pulls up outside a large. Well, about an hour later, as it kind of gets closer to the town, you can kind of see the town in the distance. There's like a road that winds down towards the town. It's much larger than Storm Bay. This is a large stone town. There's a 15-foot wall that surrounds the town. Most of the buildings are at least 2 or 3 stories, all kind of made out of stone. You can see there's various guard posts sort of jutting the wall. As the coach starts to pull up outside the town gate, you can see a couple of guards come out and confer with the coach driver. Just talking about the fact he's running late. Was any trouble, etc. And the coach driver says it was nothing, but just let's just get in. I'm late as it is. And then the coach kind of travels through the town a little bit and pulls up outside the coaching inn. And sort of like says the coach driver gets out and goes, this is the Red Lancer. This is probably it's good. It's a good enough inn if you want to get a room here before you carry on whatever business you've got in town. And you sort of Hera kind of like sort of says, I'll take the children to the temple. Perhaps if you can come and see me when you learn a bit more.
You will be in the temple, right?
Yes, in the Temple of Hera.
Well, we will come there shortly. We will first. We will go to my uncle's house, and from there investigate a little bit, and maybe come back.
Yeah, so maybe you talk to during the journey. You maybe mentioned to Leah the fact that you were due to inherit, etc. And she says, yeah. If you, I'm sure we'll find each other afterwards. But I'd imagine if you need to see the town clerk, you probably have to wait till the morning anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah, it's about
Let's go
midnight.
to your uncle's house.
Yeah, it's pretty late. I don't think the officials are up yet. So let's take a tavern and do the first thing in the morning.
Yep. So the rooms are basically a golden night at the tavern for a room that will basically like sort of room that takes 4 of you. So 4 gold in total. If someone wants to cross that off, I think you've got a kitty running. If someone wants to cross that off.
Oh, gold.
we
Yeah,
have,
I've got it somewhere. Hang on.
we have a group.
We know some things.
So you wake up next morning basically to the sound of the town around you. So because it's a really loud town, a large town. There's a lot of loud noise and bustle. You can hear carts moving past outside the inn. People shouting and stuff like that. You can hear carpenters seem to be working somewhere nearby as well. As you go down, basically the cook comes out and gives you some breakfast. And the innkeeper sort of like says, "Well, will you be needing another night's room, or are you travelling on?"
We move on.
We're going to travel on. We're going to go to his dead uncle's house, and then we're going to go to this orphanage, which is apparently haunted.
At this point, I'm going to put my tiny little arm hand over Lilith's mouth.
Oh no! Right. So as you wake up in the morning, the wild magic that occurred in the Blightwood is recovered.
Yay!
So your arms are back to normal and your ears are back to normal. However, if you were
don't
to
say that.
return to the Blightwood, you don't know what would happen. They might revert.
Let's go back.
No, let's not go back. Either way, I put my hand over Lilith's mouth to stop her from talking.
Right.
Axel goes to the bar, to the bartender, and ask him for the officials that handle houses.
Yeah, so the innkeeper basically tells you, you'll be wanting the town clerk's office. Yeah, they should be open by now. It gives you directions. It's like a 3-minute walk down the street. Will, your character, you hear a meow, and you look below the table, and you can see Justice sitting there with the biggest rat you've ever seen dead in his mouth, and he just drops it at your feet.
Good boy. Take the rat, and I'm going to cook it later.
Are you going to boil it? You're going to saute it? You're going to fry it?
Boil it, mash it, and stick it in a stew. And
Very nice.
with my rat somehow. I'm going to mash a rat.
Oh boy!
Oh my! And then I set out with the rest of the party after we've had some breakfast, I guess.
Yeah, so you get some breakfast, and then you head out basically along the sort of street. You can see that there's a load of workmen out that seem to be hammering in bunting into posts between the houses. So it looks like maybe there's a fair or something coming up. It's clearly very early preparation though. So I know after a little bit you pass a poster that seems to say in about a week's time apparently there's a town fair planned.
Thank you so much to Rachel Kills Children for following. Welcome to the adventure. You are
Whoever did that, I will never forgive you.
You're gentle Rachel, and let's go ahead. Welcome.
God!
Nonetheless. Oh man.
Oh. How do I put up with you guys? How? I don't know.
To be fair, she didn't kill the child, she just attacked the child.
I didn't even attack the child! I was trying to save the child. I was trying to stop the child from getting hit by blights.
Sure.
So you get along to this to an imposing Gothic-looking building, a sort of 3-story stone building. It's almost like a house in a way, but you can see there's a large sign outside that proclaims it to be the Tarek Town Council. And as you go in, a sort of small boy comes out and says, "Good morning, sir. Can I help you?"
Is this to Skagif, I'm guessing?
Well, to the group of you as you walk in, he doesn't know who's here.
Sure.
said
I push Axel forward, seeing as it's his thing.
Yeah, so Axel goes, I had an uncle, and pull up the ladder. And do I still have it in my notes? Nope.
Yes, you do. Delivered
Yeah,
letter.
I have an uncle.
I
His name-
will stick it out just so people can see it. Well, you probably can't read it at that level, but it's there if anyone wants to zoom in on it. So yeah, you show the child the letter. He doesn't really read the letter, but just sort of like looks down, squints down to the bottom, and goes, you'll be wanting Mr. Ossenfork. Yes, please have a seat. I'll go and see if he's free. And you can see there's like little sort of wooden sort of benches with like cushions on them, sort of waiting area almost. As you kind of just as you're actually starting to sit down, the child comes back, goes, yes, he's free. He can see you now. And he ushers you into this room.
And thank you so much to Bring Back Richard for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You are a gentle Richard and a scholar. Thank you for.
I bet that was touchpad. I bet it.
That would be a safe bet, I'd say.
Maybe Scar, maybe.
You do wonder how many of these 4,000 followers are just people trolling.
It's just all
Those two certainly.
I know that certain wiki era, even Reinhardt, Volkart kind of posted all of that.
Yeah. He did it.
Right, so you get ushered into this kind of an office-like room. So there's like bookcases along the walls. There's a few paintings. There's a large map of the area on one wall. And there's a guy sitting behind the counter. I will show you what he looks like if I can find my Roll20 window.
Is there a restricted meeting, or could Axel bring forth?
He assumes that you all sort of follow in. So this
Okay,
guy,
I had it. No.
He's wearing quite sort of reasonably good clothes, and he seems to have like he's got like a sort of a necklace around his neck that seems to have a sort of town symbol on it. Doesn't look quite as sneeringly as he looks in the actual picture, but he kind of gets up and goes, please come in. Yes, I was been wondering when Caleb would catch up to you and deliver the letter. It's good to see you.
And Axel puts down the letter on the table. I don't know so much about Joseph, though.
Yes. Well, most people in the town didn't, to be honest. He really kept to himself. He was a quiet person. He was well respected. He always said hello, and if you saw him in the street, but you didn't see him in the street very often. He's got quite a nice house, which he's left to you, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yes, unfortunately, he passed away a few weeks ago. We did have to bury him, in the crypt. Unfortunately, we planned to try and maybe keep him around, but when we cast a spell to find out where his next heir was, you were so far away, and it was going to take some time to find you. We decided that it was probably better to inter him in the crypt now rather than leave him sitting around rotting. But anyway, yes. So he did have a will lodged with us. So as a town clerk, I executed the will as written. And the will basically, there was a small amount of money that was held by the local the moneylender. That's covered the costs of his burial and his taxes, etc. But luckily, that didn't have to eat into the value of his house. So the house is all yours. There is just one small detail that we need to just check first. And he turns to the boys and goes, could you see if my brother's free, please? And the boy kind of looks, sort of like looks at them and goes, but it's early. He'll hit me. He goes, go get him. And probably about 3 minutes later, this sort of bedraggled, older looking gentleman sort of comes in, and he's wearing like a night robe, and it's covered in like food stains. And he's kind of the guy looks like he's got like big bags under his eyes, and he's kind of sort of Gerald sort of leans closer and goes, apologies for the state of my brother. He's a little bit eccentric, but unfortunately he is a necessary part of this. So I'll just show you what this guy looks like.
If the first guy was okay.
Whoa.
Hello.
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 So this guy sort of comes in and he goes, "What? What do you want?" and sort of Gerald sort of turns to him and goes, "This is the the heir. This is the person. We need you to do the thing. The thing. Do the thing. And he goes, oh.
Yeah, do the thing.
And Joe turns to you. Apologies. We just need a small prick of your blood so we can determine you are the true heir, and then we can execute the will and hand you the keys to the house.
And then they will own your soul.
And so the kind of Oswald kind of sort of like staggers forward and he goes, yes, it will only take a moment. Would you like to spill your blood yourself, or would you like me to do it for you?
And Axel takes a small dagger and pinch the tip of the finger.
Yeah. So you take a tiny bit of your blood basically, and he takes out a small like metal rod. And he just basically puts the blood on the end of it, and then he seems to concentrate for a second, and the end of his staff glows, and he seems to go into a little bit of a trance for a few minutes, and he seems to be muttering to himself. He's like, interesting. What an unusual bloodline. I must make notes on this. And he starts to walk away, and Gerald's like, Oswald,
Okay.
Oswald. He goes, what? The blood, is he there? He goes, and he sort of comes back and goes, oh yes, he's related. Yes, he's the. Oh, you've made me forget now. And and then he kind of wanders off again.
Excuse me, mister.
Huh? Are you saying to the maid?
Gerald, yeah.
Oswald.
Do you have a cat?
Sorry, you're saying this to the bedraggled-looking magic user or the
dude who looks like he's put together a bit.
Oh, right, the town clerk.
Yeah.
He goes, no. Why?
Did the guy who died have a cat?
No.
Because that was part of the arrangement. Right. Okay, guys. We can leave.
I looked at him and was like, yeah, we've got eccentric on our side as well.
Yeah. Our is a little bit more, a handful.
So Oswald kind of wanders away to somewhere else in the building, kind of muttering to himself something about unusual bloodlines and must take notes, and then he seems to kind of almost be talking about other things. Basically, he's like, "Boy, give me some breakfast or some dinner or whatever it is." Gerald turns towards you and goes, yes. So it seems it really was your uncle then. If you could just sign here, I'll just dig out the keys, and then I could do with a walk. I'll walk along and show you the house.
Yeah, that would be good, I think.
House viewing.
Kind of makes a scramble of letters on the paper.
Yeah. So he takes out a large iron key and hands it to you. He goes, hey, this is a key to the house. We've got one key, and the caretaker has another key at the moment as well. We're just employing a caretaker just to go in once a week, keep the house maintained. Make sure there's no leaking in the roofs, etc. I'm sure you can settle up with him. It'll only be a few silver. But anyway, let me show you the house itself. So he kind of takes out onto the street, and you start walking through the street of Carrick. He says, no more than a few minutes. Does anyone have anything they want to do while they're walking along with him?
Touch everything is what I want to do.
My goal for today will be touch everything.
Touch all
And I
of
will be near Lilith, trying to make sure she doesn't touch everything. With my now fully grown back to normal arms.
So Rachel's kind of basically like you've got a small child in the supermarket. Will keeps picking stuff up and moving it, and you keep trying to put it back just as fast.
I'm just trying to get different things and touch them and play with them. I'm not going to break it.
No, put it down. It's not yours.
I can fix it.
No, leave it. Just leave it.
I can fix it.
No, don't fix it. Don't try and fix it. Walk away. Walk away.
So a few minutes later, you arrive at the this quite imposing looking stone house. It's a 2-story, quite large stone house with a small garden out front. And he goes, this is it. It's a lovely building. It's been here for centuries. Nice solid construction, as you can see. And he kind of opens a little gate at the front and gestures for you to go first. Oh, please, it's your house now.
And the kind of neighborhood, is it a good
Yeah,
neighborhood.
it's kind of in like a merchant-y neighborhood, so it's good. It's one of the better parts of town.
Oh, good maybe. And Axel goes up the stairs and tries out the key.
Yeah, so you put the key in basically, and it turns smoothly in the lock, and the door opens.
First time using a key. Always being the one severing open locks.
So the
Oh,
door
he's never used the key before, would he?
so the door opens into like a small hallway with a set of stairs going upwards, and you can see below the stairs there's like a door that seems to be ajar that probably leads down to a cellar. However, the first thing you notice is there's like a dresser and a mirror, and the dresser seems to have been turned over, and the mirror's lying on the floor, smashed into like sort of 20-30 pieces.
Bad luck for whomever did that.
And kind of like as you're kind of like looking at this scene, sort of like Gerald comes in behind and goes, yes, you see, we've kept it in good. Goes, oh my, what's happened here?
So it wasn't like this.
No. It was, as I say, we've been employing a caretaker. He comes in once a week. He's not been in for a few days. He comes in on Sundays. It's kind of like midweek now. But no. It was immaculate. Don't know what's happened here.
There has been a robbery or a burglary, one of the two.
Or a
And
very clumsy
I go
caretaker.
down. There are clues. Start looking around for clues.
Remember, don't touch anything.
Are the things that are missing in your pocket by any chance, Lilith?
No.
That's a first. Okay.
No.
So you start to kind of look around the house, and downstairs there's like a reception room, and then there's like a study at the back, and then there's like a dining room and a kitchen. And again, the place seems to have been ransacked. Doesn't seem like there's stuff missing. You can see there's some stuff which is clearly valuable left behind that Lilith seems to quite quickly spot. But there's.
And I will stop her.
It looks as if the place has been quite sort of like searched effectively. And
So-
kind of Gerald's walking around going, no, this isn't good at all. What must you think of us? This is a good neighbourhood, a good town.
We're not paying anything for this place.
And he kind of
Is
looks at you
there any?
confused.
Is there any like scuff marks to show where they might have got into the house at all?
As you search the house, you can see that the back door to the kitchen's broken open. So they seem
Right.
to have bust in through the kitchen.
This is going to ruin your resale value, Axel.
It can be replaced. It's fine.
Well, once people find out, this is a rough neighborhood. No way. No
You
way.
can gloss over that. It's fine.
Which
So-
means we're going to have a 30% discount on the house, mister.
Lilith, Axel's kind of getting the house through inheritance, so nothing's being paid.
Hell, yes, it's not. We're not paying anything.
So you notice that Gerald seems to be starting to blank out Lilith's character and just concentrate on talking to you guys. Let me go and speak to the caretaker and see if he knows anything. And he
You
kind
do
of
that.
rushes off to leave you guys in the house.
Sounds like
You
a
do
good
that,
idea.
buddy.
And how many bedrooms are there in the house?
There's 4 main bedrooms, and there's also like an attic bedroom. So there's 4 bedrooms on the upper floor, and then an attic room. And there's a cellar.
With beds and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, you haven't explored yet, but yes, you assume so.
So Axel kind of looks over to the rest and goes, I guess we could take a room each until we get our bearings right. And starts looking about.
Right, so everyone make a perception test, please.
Oh, yeah.
Roll for me.
Oh, yeah, I'll roll for you, Will.
Thanks, buddy.
Where's your character gone?
He's disappeared again in the puff of smoke.
Hey, everyone
come
rolled better
on!
than me.
Will got a 22.
Hey, can you roll my rolls as well?
So, everyone apart from Will, you search the house and you discover that yes. Oh, and by the way, someone's just followed but I missed the name.
Yes, thanks so much to Ego Terrorist for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a terrorist and a scholar. Thank you for joining us today, my friend.
Good.
Yeah, all the terrorists follow Encounter Roleplay.
Yes, they do.
And be
That's
much.
something to be proud of.
Hey, a follower is a follower. You can't discriminate, Rachel.
No.
Don't pick on me again. I know it's always pick on Rachel Day, but come on, give me a break.
Right, so you guys search the rest of the house and you find that similar sort of situations. So there is upstairs bedrooms and kind of like the drawers, etc., have been kind of ruffled through. There's clearly, you find the master bedroom where obviously your uncle lived, and there was, his clothes have kind of been pulled out and searched. But you can't, as you say, there's items of sort of small value, like candlesticks and stuff like that left that a thief would clearly have taken. Will, your character wanders down into the cellar.
Ooh.
And you find in the cellar, you find that someone's knocked a wall through. So there's you find the cellar, and there's like a wine rack full of probably quite expensive wine, and there's a few beer barrels and stuff down here. There's some sacks and some various sort of like storage areas. But against one of the stone walls, there's like a pickaxe lying there on the side, and someone seems to have knocked a hole through the wall.
Bear in mind that Nat is with Lily.
Who is?
That's a good point. Actually, I'm trying to make sure that she's not
Right, so
breaking.
yeah, you followed that.
Stay away from the wine.
Yeah. So
I found a clue.
You follow down, but and you find Lilith's character looking at this big hole in the wall.
Okay, is there actually like a tunnel behind her or anything? I mean,
Yeah, there seems to be another room behind this one.
what's in the room?
It's dark, you can't see. Or Lilith can, but you can't.
I don't think I have.
I said they've broken in here. This is how they got through. Axel, a quiet guy whose name I forget. Come here.
So you guys all kind of meet back down in this cellar. So you bring down some lanterns or whatever. You shine some light down, and what you find is there's obviously this room, this extra room, and in this extra room there is another door, and this door is like a big metal door with the shape of a face in it, and the mouth of the face is open. So it's like almost like a jaw that you could put your hand in.
Oh, okay. I'm not going near that.
I'm getting Scorpion King messages here. So
I've played too much horrors. My hand is not coming off. I say.
Let it go for it. Go for it.
No.
You've got a third eye. It's fine.
Maybe you will get a third arm.
This is your house. This is your house. You can put your hand in it, mister.
Maybe a third arm will appear somewhere.
On your chest, maybe.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. Okay, does it without putting my hand in? Does it look like there's anything like any switch or something around it, or like anything unusual about it?
You notice that there's two teeth inside the mouth that look particularly sharp, but they don't it's not like teeth as such. They almost appear to be. They're quite small and almost like cylinders, but sharp metal. They seem to be inside the actual mouth, about sort of like an inch in, and then further in you can kind of see there's a handle almost, but like one that you twist, sort of thing, like a circular one, but you twist it.
Does it look like by any chance that the jaw might be hinged so that it would close on anybody who put their hand in?
You can't see any hinges, no. But then it could just be good workmanship.
Convenient. Okay.
Axel will try with sleight of hand.
To do what?
Try to get in and see if there is something inside that he can activate. And using the sleight of hand, meaning that he will try to move without just bombarding straight in.
Yep. Make a very difficult sleight of hand roll.
Very difficult.
Ooh.
Be merciful. Well, how about that? Hope you like them apples.
So you
Oil them up.
You reach in and you carefully get your hand in and you turn the handle at the back, and the two metal prongs and the jaw slam down, but you're fast enough to get your hand out before they connect.
Oh.
And then after a few minutes, it kind of seems to reset.
And is there the door opening or?
Nope.
Okay, so it was a waste of time.
Yes, the DM put this thing here as a waste of our time.
Yeah.
Did Axel notice anything specific that happened meanwhile? A click somewhere else?
Make a perception roll with advantage because you've got such a good sleight of hand roll.
Oh,
So 22.
my, 22.
One of the things you do notice is that at the point where the two metal spikes would contact the inside of the bottom of the jaw, you notice there's a slight trace of dried blood, but really old.
Really old, as in
Like it's not something that was not something which maybe occurred in the last few days when the house was broken into. Something that was maybe, I don't know, a month or a year ago. You can't tell, but you can kind of see that there's almost like what you notice is there's almost like an indentation where the metal spikes go down, and you notice a slight trace of dried blood in those indentations.
So could Axel get the idea it needs blood?
You certainly think the blood's involved somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, stick your hand in.
Are the fangs or the teeth, are they small enough, so to say, that it won't really shatter anything, just dip in?
Yeah, I mean, from what you saw, the way it seemed to work was the smaller metal fangs came down first, and almost seemed to pause for a second, and then when nothing happened, the whole jaw seemed to crush downwards.
With the very, I might add, good roll on sleight of hand, could Axel scrape off a little bit of the dried blood and have it in a pouch or something before he attempts the...
Yeah, the jaw only seems to be triggered by the actual twisting of the handle, so you can get some of the blood out without triggering it, yes.
Yeah, so he scrapes off a little bit of the dried blood and put it in a little bit of a cloth. And
then Natalie will actually suggest that she puts one of her hand in and tries to turn it. Because it doesn't matter whose blood it is, does it?
Well, I think it's probably the air. So I think it must be mine. I share the blood.
Do it.
If you say so. I mean, I don't mind offering to go first.
Do it, Axel.
You could try, but I warned you. And Axel stands away and is so in belief that he cracked the system.
So what are you doing?
Okay, Natalie's been through quite a bit of pain in the past, so she'll be okay with this. She'll slowly reach in and she'll turn the handle she's right-handed, with her left hand.
With this hand I do stuff, this hand I won't use.
Right, so you basically reach in, you turn the handle, the jaw descends in a quite fast motion, and you feel these two prings, not sore as such, but painful. You can feel the pain as they go into the back of your hand, and then almost a second later, your whole hand is crushed.
Oh.
Take...
I'm screaming right now.
6 points of damage.
Ouch.
Good thing you use your left hand. Jeez.
All the bones in your hand are broken.
Oh.
Holy crap.
Now, it's not letting go. It's starting to chew.
Oh, no. Okay, can I pull my hand out?
You can't. No, you're kind of screaming in pain at the moment. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I'm in so much pain, I wouldn't be paying attention.
Try and do something to make the machine stop or whatever.
Oh, we lost Will.
Yep, Will's gone.
Is there anything that we
We'll give
can
a second to get
feasibly?
back.
Could I, with my
This is my
good,
concerned brother talking, ladies and gentlemen.
could I use a sleight of hands with an advantage, maybe?
No, you can try and
Yes,
prise it open using a strength roll if you want, but
I'm on it.
okay.
I am on it.
Yeah, that's more your area.
Well, kinda.
yeah. So
Dex
chat,
is more my area, but I'll
just
still try.
chat. I'm not going to bother fixing the cameras because I assume Will's going to put back in and the cameras will sort themselves. So
Ooh.
Yeah,
if
don't
you
worry
just
about the cameras.
if
Once
you
Will
just
gets back
bear
in,
with
it'll
us. Yeah.
sort itself out. Yeah.
Want to give it a shot, Sky?
Please. Otherwise, I'm going to die from blood loss.
I can cure you in one way or the other.
I've still broken all the bones in my left hand. I was trying to be nice for you.
You didn't listen to me.
Lilith doesn't have much better strength, but I will roll strength for Lilith trying. Lilith gets a 6.
Nope.
Try,
I will
Skylar?
try too. Yeah.
Oh no. So take another
No.
6 points of damage.
No.
And you guys can try strength rolls again.
15, 19.
Oh, the 19 gets it. So you managed to, between the two of you, you managed to prise open the jaw before Rachel's hand is completely ripped off. And your hand's kind of just this bloody kind of mush of kind of hanging limp there with a bit like you've seen Deadpool. Oh, Rachel's went as well.
Yeah. She froze as
Yeah.
she.
So as you can see, guys, we're having a lot of fun on the internet today. Oh, Rachel, you back?
Rach is back.
Oh no, she's
Oh.
frozen again. It's all that porn she downloads. You back in, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm back in. I
Right.
think somebody else is using internet in the house, and that slows everything down.
Yeah. So your hand's kind of this like sort of mush almost. The bones are basically just shattered.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically just
magical
collapsed
healing
the floor and
might restore it. It's not severed. If it had been in for one more round, then it would have actually removed the hand.
Yeah. I thought it might have done.
Nice.
No, I'm clutching my left hand desperately. I'm crying in pain and agony.
Ferric uses his axe to kind of cut off a piece of his robes and make a bandage.
I thought you cut off my hand and I think, what sort of brother are you?
I know that's what they want me to do in chat, but no.
No. Correction. Touchpad wants you to do it because he has something against me.
Yeah, it would be kind of funny if Ferric goes like
No.
that. You don't need your hand anymore.
I'm not going to bother resetting the cams, but I'll just move them over a little bit so they are a little bit more sensible.
Then Will comes back.
Until
Yep.
Will comes back. Right, guys. What do you want to
So
do?
could I
This
use
is
the
a fresh.
cure
This is a
wounds?
fresh day, so your spells are recovered, yes. So you can use cure wounds.
And that will be. Try to just go back. There it was. 11.
Yeah, so you heal 11 points of damage. So your bones knit themselves back together. Your hand's obviously still very sore, and you're still kind of in a little bit of shock from the pain. But the Axel seems to manage to heal your hand.
That's good because I was on 3 hit points, so I wouldn't have just lost my hand next round. I would have died as well. So
And then a few seconds later, the jaw resets itself back to the position that it was in before.
Could Axel, with wisdom, try to figure the mechanism out a little bit? Now, seeing it in action, so to say.
It would actually be sleight of hand to figure it out because effectively it's what you effectively do it looking at is investigating the trap as such or the mechanism.
Give it a shot.
Did I have advantage?
You didn't.
You didn't say it, but maybe you meant it, didn't you?
So you examine it and you think it's clearly designed to be used by one person, and part of the mechanism is there to detect that person. Obviously, you think, well, maybe it would work for you, given your blood is effectively aligned to your uncle's, and assuming your uncle knew this door was here, then maybe it is. But that's all conjecture. There's no guarantee that your hand wouldn't be severed at all. What you could, however, do though is, given you know how the mechanism works, you could try and have something ready to prize your hand out in case it did happen to you, and that way you'd get advantage on your strength rolls to try and get your hand out if it did occur.
Yeah. And maybe even an advantage with sleight of hands when I use it, maybe.
Well, no, the problem with sleight of hands is you need to leave your hand in there for it to work anyway. However, I guess, yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you sleight of hands a normal roll if you need to try and get your hand out before the kind of crushing mechanism kicks in, right? So after the blood sample bit's done. The reason why you'd normally be at disadvantage for trying to do that, but I'll give you normal for that, so you can try that as well, and then the others would have advantage on a strength test to try and get your hand out if it does become trapped.
Yeah. So Axel goes, Ferric, if you take this rod here and pull up the small metal rod or something that is in the cellar, and if it goes down, I need you to pry it open.
Yeah. So you put your hand in, you turn the mechanism at the back. It's a bit early to finish this. That would be a great cliffhanger, wouldn't it?
No, don't do this.
Actually,
Not
yeah,
now.
it is the hour, so let's just have a chat about the Encounter roleplay stuff while Will's not here, while we're waiting to see what happens. So obviously, so apologies for the technical difficulties we're having at the moment. Obviously, this is unusual. It's just one of those things. Occasionally, we do get some technical hiccups, and obviously, with Will being in the States, the internet connection he's on isn't as good as the normal connection. Next up, following this session, in about 50 minutes' time, we have the penultimate episode of Cold Harbor, which is a piratey adventure well worth staying tuned for to watch. And Will is now Rachel.
No, he's not allowed to be me. I know my name's been changed several times, but Will is not allowed to be me. I want to be me.
So I'm just going to fix the overlays back the way they should be. So I was just talking about Will. Are you there? Earth to Will. Where's my overlay gone?
And I'll send a psychic message to Will. He'll speak to us any moment now.
Are you here?
On this day, Skaggith
So
became
while
GM
Will's
for
getting
short
reconnected,
moment.
I'll just continue what I was saying. So obviously, do follow the channel if you haven't already followed. You will get notifications when we go live. There's D&D games or some form of roleplay games every night a week, apart from Fridays and Saturdays. Will's now using hand signals, a new method of playing roleplay. And obviously you can influence the game as well. So if you retweet and we get 25 retweets, I doubt we'll do that tonight, but if you did, we allow viewers' decisions. So we'll put up a straw poll and let viewers influence what happens in the game. You can also donate to give the players natural ones or nat 20s, wild magic rolls, advantage, disadvantage, etc. Patreon, yes, Patreon's another good way to support the channel.
There we go. I'm on here.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hey! Voice.
So that's quite handy. So we were just doing the 1 hourly update on Encounter Roleplay and all the good things that you guys do. So just to recap, Will, while you were away, Rachel decided to put her hand into the door and had it viciously crushed to pieces by the door. And luckily, Skaggith managed to heal that. And Skaggith has now been brave enough to put his hand in the door and turn the handle. And we're about
It's
to
not
see
that
what
sanitary
happens.
at all. Blood mixing. I'm just saying. But, yeah.
So you feel these two sort of like bites, almost as these metal prongs pierce into the back of your hand, and then you're almost waiting, ready to pull your hand out if the crushing bit starts, and then you're thinking, was it longer than this or not? Have I waited longer? Was it? Did it start crushing sooner than that? And then the door starts to the prongs start to come out, and the door swings open. And behind the door, on a small wooden table, is a wooden box. The wooden box appears to be a mahogany box. It almost looks like a solid chunk of wood. Apart from the top of the box has a line running along the centre of it. There's no visible hinge, however, but there's actually a dip in the top of the box, as if trying to think the best way to describe it. Almost as if there's someone's taken a cylinder out of the top of the wood.
So it's a carving of sorts where something would have been lying in it?
Yes. It's almost like a pen. You know, if you had a pen holder, you drop a pen into the pen holder like that. And the box is probably about the size of... it's probably about a foot wide and about half a foot deep. And it's quite weighty. You feel the weight of this. It's a good solid wooden box.
Okay, so if Axel lightly rock it, is there something in it?
You can't tell. It doesn't seem to indicate there's anything inside of it. But that could just be the weight of it, not being able to tell because of the weight of the actual box itself.
Yeah, Ferrick's gonna step forward and kind of tap our little inheritance buddy on the shoulder here, and kind of put forth the idea that they had to test his blood to get the inheritance. The door opened when his blood got on the mechanism,
And
maybe
you're
this little
just
fool thing.
need blood.
Mm.
And Axel, being more poked than a diabetic person these days, takes out a small knife and makes a little bit more insertion with the palm, I guess, to get more blood running.
Nothing seems to happen. The blood just
Thank
sits,
you,
the blood just sits there as a pool, drop of blood pooling on top of the wood.
Yeah.
Or in
So
like a dip.
taking a cloth around the hand and looking a little bit disappointed at Ferrick. It didn't work.
Is it probably worth us getting a vial of his blood while we're at it to save him having to cut his hand open every 5 minutes?
If you've got a vial in your kit somewhere, but
I haven't. No, that's why I'm suggesting
it's
someone
not
else.
it's not the sort of thing people carry around in fantasy times,
No.
or in any time, to be honest.
You never know when you need a vial.
Yeah. Okay.
Could I use the thief's tools to maybe get an idea about the mechanism on this one?
You try, and then you kind of realise that the box almost just looks like solid. So although there's this line along the top where the cutout sits, the box almost looks like a solid piece of wood. You sit there inspecting it for a good, few minutes, but you can't find any seam or any visible evidence where you could use thieves' tools.
So it looks like as if something is missing that should be sitting on top.
Yep.
Okay. Looking around the room, there's nothing more in the room. Just
Nope.
this table and this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Axel goes, I guess we are looking for a cylinder key. Anyone seen one?
Did we actually see one when looking through the house?
Nope.
Or anything that would look anything like that?
No, I mean the closest you found was a candlestick, but it's not going to fit. There's no grooves to indicate where a candlestick might go. So
Okay,
no,
fair
you've certainly not seen anything like it.
How big is the cylinder?
It's the length of the box, so it's about a foot long, and it's probably about an inch. Because it's effectively it's cut out, so you've got like a cutout which is like the semi sort of circle, but it's basically about an inch in diameter and about a foot long.
Inches, foot. What happened to the metric systems? Foots and inches.
Oh, stop complaining.
Strange things. Yeah, so Axel takes the box and yes, it's possible to just shove it into the backpack. Don't really see anything going wrong with that.
It's quite heavy, but no, yeah, you could manage to put it in your backpack.
How heavy is it?
Probably weighs, I don't know, about 3 or 4 kilograms.
3 or 4 kilos?
Yeah.
Okay, I was expecting you to go like stones or some strange.
We're British. We're mixed up people. We use imperial and metric. We don't care.
Drive on the wrong side of the streets. Yeah. Well, a couple of kilos is good. So still a hefty weight to it. Axel kind of mutters, we need maybe to look around a little bit more. You might have...
It's like Will's frozen again on his looking at porn face.
Oh, so much unwatched. Maybe the key is hidden somewhere, maybe. And Axel starts to rummage around a little bit, just lightly, to see if he finds something that is a possible key. If not,
you spend about another hour searching the house, and you can't find anything that resembles what could be a key. During that time, Gerald comes back with like an elderly sort of caretaker guy who seems just as shocked as Gerald is that the place has been turned over. He goes, no, I was here only 2 days ago, just tending to the garden out front, and made myself a snack in the kitchen. But the house was fine.
So, have you seen anyone or heard that anyone is asking about the house or Joseph?
No, no one's approached. No one's approached either Gerald or the caretaker. No one seems to have approached them and asked about it.
Okay, I'm actually gonna leave the guys to it, and I'm gonna go maybe ask the neighbors if they saw anybody go into the house at all.
Right,
maybe they saw who it was.
So the shop, there's like a shop next door which is like a tailor's, so it's quite an sort of expensive looking tailor's, and then the house on the other side is like a residence. So you go to the tailor's first,
yeah.
And as you go in, kind of a woman looks up and goes, "Hello, yes, can I help you?"
Yes. Do you know the house next door that then there's nobody living there? Have you seen anybody go in there to steal anything, like break in at all?
Oh no! Why? Has someone broken in?
It looks like yes.
Oh dear, that's going to be bad news for. Hopefully they find the relative of the previous owner soon. But no. When was this?
We don't know. We're just looking into it. If you find anything, just let us know. We should be in the house.
Oh, of course, yes.
Thank you. And I go and maybe ask like one of the other neighbours.
Yeah, you knock at the other neighbour and like a sort of servant answers basically, and same conversation basically. They're there the whole time because they're a servant effectively, so they live there. But yeah, there's not been anyone around asking about the house or they've not seen anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go back inside. I'll go ask Axel because can I have a look at that wooden chest? Block, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, sure. And Axel hands it over.
Yeah, I sort of I look at it, it's like run my fingers through the dip that's in there, and suddenly Natalie looks very nervous and agitated and just pushes it back.
Yep, so you guys, everyone apart from Natalie can make a insight roll.
How about them apples? They are stacked.
Today I have learned things.
I can't roll.
Yeah, right. So what did I say? Insight?
Yeah, go on. It's gonna be a nat 20, isn't it? I mean,
15.
Not bad.
no, not bad.
How about mine? Could you say it out loud too? How good is my roll?
Oh, you got 22.
Oh, 22!
Show off.
Natalie, can you reply to me on Skype, please?
Yes.
Oh, wait, Julian.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, that worked.
Nailed it.
Yeah, no, you're spelling it.
I'm not sure if this will stretch, but I'm probably going to screw my camera up now. Yeah, I am. I was going to show you my cat who's lying in the hall in the sun at the moment.
Aww.
But no.
Cat tax.
Perception 4.
Right, so
I've got a crushed hand. I mean, come
Axel,
on.
you notice when Rachel's examining the box, and in particular the slot, she's very, very nervous about something.
Okay.
Or something similar to that, but you're not quite sure what.
So what is the nervous about?
Scarlett, you got a 19, so I think you know your sister a little bit better, so you pick up a little bit of this as well. Will, you only got a 15, so you don't pick it up.
So Axel asked that. What is the nervous about?
Were you actually asking Natalie this?
Yeah.
She
That's
just,
Axel.
yeah, she looks up like really nervous, just like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I just step outside.
And
But
Ferric
it's
kind of
okay
follows her.
to keep the box?
Do you put the box down before you step outside, or do you...
Yeah, I said I pushed it towards him.
Yeah, she pushes the box towards you and then seems to leave, and her brother follows her.
Yeah, but I mean, Axel had it and took it before. What could possibly go wrong? So he takes it up and puts it back in the backpack.
Yeah, no, there's
Famous last words.
Yeah. So I guess you step out to kind of get some air out, Rachel, and your brother follows you. What are you doing?
I don't look at him. I don't say anything to him. I'm just trying to calm myself down.
I kind of give her a second, but eventually do kind of like very calmly start a little bit of a conversation. Just based on your expression in there, I rather doubt that nothing is wrong.
Okay, you know how you said you were going out to explore the world and all that, and I tagged along at the last minute, kind of like hurried us along?
Of course.
Yeah, there might have been a reason for that. Something was stolen from the monastery.
From the monastery? What was stolen?
It was like a... Put it this way, it would fit exactly into the groove of that wooden chest that Axel's got.
I see.
And I might be the one to blame.
He kind of like gets a little bit more of a serious expression, still kind of trying to be sympathetic, but so then what exactly is it?
I think it's like a cylinder, like a puzzle thing. You line up these like little runes on it, and it's meant to hold something on the inside. All the monks at the monastery never found anything inside. It was stored away, and somebody tricked me into going into the secure room, and they stole it. We need to get it back.
Do you have any idea where they may have gone with it?
I've been asking questions on our travels. We're heading in the right direction, but I don't know otherwise.
Well, a right direction is certainly a good start.
Just don't tell the other guys about this.
Absolutely. If you'd like, when we go back inside, we can simply say that while talking, you remembered somebody mentioning something like this, and that you think you might know where they've gone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you guys go back inside to Axel and Lilith. What are you saying?
Hey guys, what have you been talking about? Wow, you look upset, Natalie. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just a bit shaken up. Got stuff going on at the moment.
What's going on?
In short, we may have an answer as to where to start looking for the artifact that went with this box.
Oh, great. Where are we going?
Well, we're not completely sure. While we were outside, my sister remembered overhearing somebody at some point mentioning something very similar to what very well may be what we're looking for.
Huh.
That like a deception or?
Yeah, you can do. However, Rachel and Scarlett do have inspiration at the moment for following that little conversation.
Yeah, if you
But
use.
yes, Skag, if you want to roll, so Scarlett, you're doing the talking rather than Rachel, so you roll deception, and anyone who wants to can roll insight.
Is it inside? Okay.
Or actually, or was it perception?
Is it too late to throw my inspiration in for advantage?
You can do it afterwards.
Afterwards, no, sorry. We'll make it perception actually. So Will, I'll roll for you. You get a 15.
All right.
Well, just a little bit over.
You're a little bit over. So yes, you think Scarlett's definitely keeping something back, but Will, you think he's definitely being quite evasive.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, okay. All right then. So why don't we speak to this guy who's outside? You know, the one who knows about where this is.
We don't know where it is. That's the problem.
Let's go and find it then.
Well, yes, of course.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, I suppose we're just waiting for something. He kind of like is getting confused.
I'll just put my hand on my brother's arm. It's just like, let's just go find some taverns around town. We'll ask some questions, or I'll ask some questions.
Right? Yes, of course.
And if you two go look for some answers and in the taverns, maybe us two could go and see about the orphanage.
Yeah, let's go to the orphanage. I love orphanages. I've always wanted to go.
And Will is obviously the comic relief for this episode.
So
Well,
let's start with Skagith and Will then. So you get directions to the orphanage, and you head round to the orphanage, and it's a huge compound. It's like it's a large sort of stone walled set of buildings. You can kind of see sort of into it because the gates at the front are open at the moment. But there's 4 or 5 large buildings inside the compound, including what looks like an old church. And at least one 3-story building that might be some sort of housing sort of block. You can see there's a number of children, probably around sort of 15, out playing in the courtyard. They seem to be playing some sort of game. And there's a woman in like sort of almost like a nun's robes, but not like a nun, but almost those sort of robes. Seems to be just supervising them. And there's a few other smaller sort of buildings inside the compound as well, like sort of like houses almost, perhaps for the staff or something similar. And above the gates there is a sign which reads the Orphanage of the Lost Souls.
Not the area at all. Yep, sure. Uh-huh.
This looks like a happy place. Let's go inside.
Yeah. Sure.
So you two kind of two walk in through the gates, and as you kind of you head in and you're kind of looking around basically, and a kind of older looking guy with a dog at his heels, a big St. Bernard, sort of comes over and says, yes, I'm the caretaker here. Can I help you?
I am Axel, and we are kind of looking into the disappearance of children here.
And he kind of looks at about disappearance.
Yeah,
I know,
we
right?
heard.
And then he sort of goes, oh, the runaways, yes, of course. We reported it to the watch.
Called it.
3 of the children ran away.
Okay,
have you found them?
No, we heard that there were more than just a couple. Is that right?
No, just the 3. They ran away for who knows what other reason. Children.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you should talk to the matron about it.
We should. Let's go inside.
Yeah.
So he leads you up to one of the bigger buildings, and the ground floor of yeah, so it leads you to one of the larger 3-story buildings. The ground floor seems to be like a library, and you can see a few of the older children sitting there reading books. As you go up to the second floor, you can kind of see it seems to be like some sort of accommodation block, but maybe for staff rather than children. And there's like a couple of members of staff wearing similar robes who seem to be sitting around just like drinking a coffee or a tea or something like that, relaxing. And he takes you up to the top floor. As you're going up towards the top floor, there's paintings on the wall of Will's just dropped away, so let's switch to the others while Will comes back. So you guys are heading to... You go to the first inn, which is like a tavern rather than somewhere with accommodation. It's called the Mermaid. And as you kind of enter in, it's probably around about lunchtime now by the time you get in. And there's quite a rousing trade of people in here. And there's like a large stone pool in the centre of the ground floor of this inn. And there's a woman who appears to be a mermaid at first glance, kind of splashing away inside the pool. As you get closer, you realise she's just wearing like a mermaid costume. But she almost seems like a bard, so she kind of sings occasionally to entertain the crowd. What are you doing?
Okay, does it look like there's somebody behind the bar?
Yeah, there's a couple. There seems to be like an innkeeper who's talking with some patrons, and there's a younger barman as well who seems to be kind of waiting to serve anyone who wants a drink.
Okay, I'll actually go up to the barman because he might actually know more than the innkeeper might. I'll just like usher him to like a quiet part of the bar.
Yeah. He kind of comes over. He says, "Well, what can I get you? We've got a lovely brandy at the moment, or some cider."
No thanks. We're after some answers, actually. Can we ask you a few questions?
He kind of leans closer and goes, "Oh, answers? Do tell."
I'm looking for a particular scholar, late 20s, called Donovan Pole. Do you know anything about this person?
No, can you describe him?
Youngish, fairly good looking, very studious. I think
That's me you're describing.
No, I'm sure it is, but no, this is really, really important.
It doesn't ring a bell, but obviously, your description's quite vague. It could be any number of people. Make a...
This is what happens when I can't remember what he freaking looks like.
Make an investigation roll to try.
I would say history, maybe, to try and remember something.
History's more about actual history. I think investigation's more about current, trying to remember something.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, both of them are based on intelligence anyway, and to be honest...
Can I use my inspiration?
Oh, you meant to say it
Too
beforehand, but
No!
I will let you off this time.
Yay! Sorry, I will try and remember. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got a 16 then.
No, you got to re-roll both.
Reroll both?
Yes. If I'm going to be generous enough to let you...
No!
You can't just take the higher of them.
Alright.
But you do get the higher of the two, whatever you roll this time. Which is even better, you got a 19.
Yes.
So you describe the guy to it, and he's like... it does ring a bell, actually. And he's trying to think.
How long ago? Anything you can tell me at all?
There was a guy in a couple of days ago. The reason I remember was because he was talking with some people, some shady looking people in the corner, and one of the barmaids got really short sort of shrift when she tried to go over and offer them see if they wanted drinks or not. They seemed to be having a heated conversation about something. This was probably a couple of days ago. She's not on duty tonight, but she may have got a better look at the people he was talking to. If you come back tomorrow, she's on then.
Can you tell us maybe like where she lives? This is really very urgent.
I can't, I'm afraid, no. She's a good friend of mine. I'd rather, it has to be, you have to speak to her in the end when she's safe, I'm afraid. You could be
Okay.
You could be anyone.
No, fair enough. We'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah, if you come back tomorrow, I'm on duty as well. Come find me, and we'll we'll get you a quiet table. And you can have a chat with the barmaid then.
Okay, thank you for your help. I
So-
just saw like go very quiet.
Yeah, cool. Will, you back?
Kind of.
Kind of right. So, Will, you and Axel were being sort of escorted up to the top floor of this office, and as you're going up the stairway, there's like these 5 really old-looking paintings of these really imposing-looking women. Make a investigation roll,
Sure.
and I'll make it for you. Oh, you get 17, Will.
Ah, perfect number.
So,
God,
Will, these are kind of like clearly, and I'll show you what the last of the pictures looks like. So the most recent one looks like this.
I wish I could see it.
Oh.
Can
Okay.
you describe it to me?
Well, I'll let Natalie describe it to you then. Let's see what her skills are like.
Okay. Put
Go
it
for
this
it.
way: she is a very old, very wrinkled face. She's got white hair, like curled up into a bun on the back of her head. Pearl earrings. Very much looks like a Victorian madam. And she has
I'm
glasses
digging.
on a little stand,
I'm
Like-
digging.
on a little rod thing.
So clearly, all of what you notice from your investigation, Will, is that all of these people clearly appear to be related. So there's very subtle sort of family traits between them all. But the thing that really piques your interest is these are people who are all clearly humans. But the dates on the paintings are all about 200 years apart.
These guys must be really old, right?
We have someone with us.
Yeah, so
that
the,
could
the,
help?
the caretaker goes, no, Madame Sabelle, no, she's well, it would be impolite for me to ask her age.
But look at the dates on this.
Oh,
That's like-
I'm sure there's maybe some paintings were missing. I don't know.
Huh.
And he goes, and he sort of kind of stops at the top, and he goes, although she has always been old. Oh, anyway, and he kind of knocks at the top of the stairs, and the female voice goes, yes, enter. And the caretaker opens the door, and she goes, Jacob, yes, what can I do for you? She goes, these 2 gentlemen were so this gentleman and this this horned this lady were asking about the missing children. I thought it better that they speak to you. She goes, yes, probably right. And you're ushered into this room at the top of this building. So the room you go into basically it's a comfortable room with a fireplace, large oak desk, small bookcase, and a number of couches and chairs. A small tea set is set off to one side on a sideboard, along with a basket of pastries.
Eyeball confirmed. That's how old she is.
So the woman kind of sort of like looks. She goes, hello, yes, my name, I'm Sybil Taffwhite. Please come in, have a seat.
Hi.
So she looks like she looks in the picture, clearly quite old. Before, you notice on the desk, before she was before you interrupted her, she seems to have been sewing the eyes back on like a teddy bear.
Is your teddy broken?
One of the children unfortunately pulled the buttons off as usual. Yeah, terrors that they are. But please have a seat.
There are children here.
Can I offer you some tea?
Natalie, there are children here. Don't attack any of them.
Natalie's not
Okay,
here.
first of all, Natalie's not here.
Natalie's not here. This is good. I will
Children are safe.
have your tea. I will drink your tea. Thank you.
So she goes over and pours a tea. And you, sir, would you like a tea?
No, thanks.
What about pastry? And you see, there's a
Tea would be
basket.
Earl Grey with lemon,
There's a
wouldn't it?
basket full of the most exotic-looking pastries you've ever seen. And she goes, yes, Nerissa, one of my former pupils. She was adopted by one of the local bakers. She brings us pastries for the children every week. They're delicious. You should try one.
Okay, I will try one.
I try all of them. But whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to take a quick second break. I'll carry on. I can still hear you. I've just got to be in the next room.
Right, cool. So what you're saying to this elderly matron type woman?
Axel kind of slaps hands of her when she kind of takes more than one and puts them back in the basket.
They are really good pastries. Clearly, the baker clearly has a skill for making pastries.
I'm so hungry right now.
You're always hungry.
I'm always hungry because lunch was like 6-7 hours ago.
Do describe the pastries. Are they flaky?
Well, they're like French pastries. So there's macaroons,
Oh.
and then there's like eclairs with a chocolate bit and a bit of fresh cream in them.
Are there
Okay.
any turnovers?
Cookies.
Oh.
No,
It's-
because turnover.
it's-
Apple pies really need to be hot. I don't like them cold, so no, there's none.
With
That's fair.
custard. Oh,
A
so
creamy center, right? A little creamy center.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
you sit down and
Oh, you are all horrid people.
You guys sit down at the table with a cup of tea and a little saucer with a pastry on it, and she sits herself behind the table. She goes, yes, missing children, you say?
Yeah. Yes. We've
We
heard.
have had a couple. We have had a couple. Oh, three. Yes, three of the children did go missing a couple of nights ago. Have you found them? We're worried about them, obviously.
We were traveling to this town, and we heard that there were some children gone missing. Maybe that's just three. We heard that there were more.
No, just
Yeah.
three.
Okay. Did they run away? Is there anyone searching for them?
Oh, we informed the local watch, and they did say that they did send a search party out at the time, but the trail seemed to go into the Blightwood, and the watch, they were a little bit nervous. So I'm hoping that one of the hunters or the trackers or the people who frequent that area maybe finds the children before they get into too much trouble and brings them back here.
But was there any special nature to why they ran away?
No. As far as I know, there wasn't any issue with those children. They were brother and sister, if I remember correctly, and one of their friends. I mean, the chances are we were going to be able to find someone quite easily to adopt them, especially the little girl, such a cute little girl. There's always noble families and even tradespeople that would be happy to take in, orphans. We have quite a good success rate actually at finding hosts for the children.
How hard is it to adopt?
Oh,
Excellent.
we're very strict. We expect to see that the children are going to be well looked after, trained. They're not slaves. Some people think that they can just get a child and treat them as a servant, but no. We expect to see that the children are going to be well cared for. That they can be given a trade, perhaps apprenticed, or just treated as a member of the family. We don't allow children to be taken as servants as such. And we do train the children. We have a teacher who comes in, so the children all know how to read and write. The boys are taught basic trade skills, just in case as they get older. So the caretaker here, there's a little workshop. The girls are obviously taught household skills.
Did the three children have any problems learning, or was there any problems with their teaching?
Don't believe so. No.
Just trying to find a way, or what?
Can I ask
Might
why you're so interested in the children?
I come from a background where an orphanage is something that I've grown up in, so I kind of relate. And seeing how Axel kind of drift away a little bit.
Fine. Cool.
So I care for it. I will try to find them for sure.
Yeah. OBS seems to be a bit frozen at the moment. Don't know if anyone else is seeing that.
Not frozen, but no.
I know.
Hello.
Oh well, if it's fine for you guys, we'll just continue.
Yeah, we're speaking our own language. You're fine. Carry on.
Yeah, we can hear, so that's fine. What I mean, what do you want to talk to her about? She's kind of she seems genuine. I mean, you can make a insight roll if you want.
Yeah, my insight roll will be regarding: is she upfront? Do I sense she's hiding something, or based on the questions that I kind of asked her?
Yeah, roll.
14, not bad.
Hold on, let me find my roll 20.
What's up, Jacob? Thanks for host, man.
You think maybe she's maybe not telling you the whole truth, but she seems very good at hiding it. Certainly not something you'd be able to push her on.
Were there any specific question that she kind of didn't want to answer perfectly good, maybe? Or was it in general?
It just seemed to be in general.
Okay, the cams are frozen
It's
quite
okay,
a bit.
Yeah, I think I fixed it. It should be okay
If
now.
they're frozen, then you just need to go back onto the tab so that you're looking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
well,
just about to get a
it's-
screen cap of the cursor party.
It's fixed itself now anyway. Right. So you get the feeling you're not going to get anything more here from her anyway.
So I felt it was more a general hiding thing. That she did.
She was being
tell
not so much hiding, but she was telling the truth, but she was being very cautious about what she was telling you.
Okay.
She didn't lie to you, but you could tell that she was being very cautious about what she was saying and the way she was saying it.
The Axel kind of stands up and as about when he are going out of the door, he kind of turns around. One last question, though.
Yes, dear?
Have there been any else in the past besides the three that have run away or gone missing?
Well, the orphanage has been here for centuries, so obviously in the past, children being children, and some of these children do come from traumatic backgrounds. I'm sure there have been, people who have run away in the past. I can't recall any recently, though, other than the 3 children who are missing at the moment.
So none in the last year or so?
No, as far as I know, none of the children have run away in the last year or so, no.
And do Axel sense a specific...
Again, she's
holding
being evasive, but she's not lying.
Yeah. Okay. Axel kind of nods. Thank you. You're doing a good work.
Oh, thank you. And on your way out, there is a donation box for our Save the Roof fund. We'd like to get the roof fixed before the winter comes. It's leaking a little bit. So feel free to be generous.
Here I was thinking you were snucking in something of the donation to Encounter, but yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Axel nods. I will do that.
Yeah.
For sure. You're doing a good job. And he kind of walks off, mumbling a little bit.
You drag Lilith away away from the pastries.
I have to make myself some dinner after this one.
Yeah. So you get out. You get outside the orphanage, and there's you hear this cry, this shout in the street. Pies! Get your fresh pies! And there's this
now you're doing this on purpose.
Of pies wafting over just as it's lunchtime for your characters as well.
What kind of pies? is on the.
Well, the guys, the pie salesman is telling you they're steak pies. Now, whether in fact they are steak pies or not, and they're not mystery meat pies, you can't really tell.
No, don't do that.
In fact, I think you'll find that the actual pie salesman might be one of the chef classes that Will was working on in yesterday's class workshop.
Mal Chef Butcher.
Ooh.
Let's you guys all meet back up anyway, and I think that's probably where we want to call it, just to give the next group a little bit of time to get set up, because we are obviously having to transition between different people hosting the game. So, Will, do you want to do the normal closing? Bit?
Closing ceremony, of course. Yeah. So thanks for joining us today, guys. Again, apologies for all the weird internet stuff which has been going on today. Not much I can do about it until I stop streaming tonight, but. It's been a good, fun session. We'll be going over to join the next group in just a few moments here. We'll be playing the Pirates of Cold Harbor, so make sure that you don't go anywhere, because we've got our next game starting in Cold Harbor in just a few moments here. So once we go down, we'll come back up with a 10-minute countdown for the next game. But it's been great fun. Do you guys have anything you want to plug? Of course, any projects that you're working on? Of course, if you guys in chat enjoyed today's stream, do of course follow Encounter Roleplay to keep up with all of our streams and all of our games and everything like that. That would be perfect. But other than that, any hooks and plugs that you guys want to make? Skag, if you run streams and stuff, right?
Yeah, not this Friday, but next Friday I will actually do a horror stream beginning about 8 my time, so it should be like 7 British time.
Perfect. That's exciting. All right, Scarlett, anything you want to plug today?
Not too much, unless you want me to just throw music into the chat room and say that I like it.
Hold yourself back, mate. Hold yourself back.
Totally up to you. Rach, anything to plug today?
I'm hungry.
All right. And finally, David, got anything you want to?
No, just that I will be obviously running this next session of this one next Tuesday. And on Saturday at 9 o'clock, I will be running Acton Cthulhu as part of the 24-hour stream.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to that. So whilst we're going down here for the second, the stream will go down to Cold Harbor. So don't go anywhere, guys. We have had a great session. Thanks everyone who followed. And we will see you guys in but a few moments here. Looks like the bot's come back online. So see you guys soon. Thanks very much for watching. And until next time, try not to roll too many nat ones, because we want to be here laughing.